to inform you all that this quiz competition is a part of the 75th year celebration of the High Court of Orissa. On behalf of the High Court of Orissa, I, Abhilash Senapati, Registrar Records, welcome you all to the grand finale of the state-level law quiz for judicial officers. On this August occasion, we are privileged to have amongst us Honorable Shri Justice Sangam Kumar Sahu, Judge, High Court of Orissa, and Honorable Shri Justice Chittaranjan Das, Judge, High Court of Orissa, who despite their such busy schedule have been kind enough to grace this occasion. Thank you, my lord. The entire quiz competition is being conducted with the help of Team Q Shala. The zonal rounds were conducted by Mr. Raghav Chakravarti, co-founder and CEO of Q Shala, despite being very ill, along with Madam M. Vaishnavi, who has been very active in this entire exercise. Unfortunately, Mr. Raghav hasn't recovered, and so he couldn't join us today. We wish him a speedy recovery. However, we are happy to have with us Mr. Sachin Ravi, co-founder of Q Shala amongst us, along with his colleague, Madam M. Vaishnavi. The event, which started with preliminary rounds with individual participation of judicial officers, was followed by competitions in zonal level, has reached the final stage, and the grand finale shall be held shortly. For zonal rounds, the districts were divided into 6 zones. There were 60 registrations from Jaipur zone, 100 registration from Berhampur zone, 83 registration from Sambalpur zone, 40 from Anugul zone, 64 from Balesur zone, and 85 from Cuttack zone. In total, 432 judicial officers had taken part in the quiz competition. From Jaipur zone, Team Koraput, comprising judicial officers Swadesh Tripathi, Bikash Kiran Mishra, Animesh Jena. From Berhampur zone, Team Gajapati, comprising Tarun Kumar Sethi, Subhajit Behra, Shibasish Pani. From Sambalpur zone, Team Sambalpur, comprising Nihar Ranjan Sahu, Ipsita Abhinandita Mishra, Ved Prakash. From Angul zone, Team Sundargarh, comprising Angswarupa Chatterjee, Ajit Kumar Rota, Subhadarshi Patnaik Sir. From Balesur zone, Team Bhadrak, comprising Pritish Kumar Samal, Ashish Kumar Tripathi Sir, Nilofer. From Cuttack zone, Team Puri, comprising Manindra Bhushan Sahu, Subham Kanungo, Brajesh Mishra, have qualified for the finale. We are also blessed to have amongst us Honorable Shri Justice Mruganga Sekhar Sahu, Judge, High Court of Orissa, who despite his such busy schedule has arrived at this occasion. May I now request the august audience to kindly give a big round of applause for all the judicial officers taking part in the competition and for Team Q Shala. Thank you. It's now time to hand over the proceedings to Mr. Sachin Ravi and Madam Vaishnavi for the grand finale of the state level quiz competition. Thank you and best of luck to all the participants. May the best team win. Thank you.
All right, everyone. Good morning to each and every one of you. My name is Sachin Ravi, and I'm going to be the quiz master for the grand finale of the state-level quiz that we're conducting exclusively for judicial officers. It's really my honor, along with Vaishnavi here, to be in the midst of esteemed dignitaries here to be facilitating and conducting this grand finale for all of you here. And I think it was very clearly explained the kind of structure, the order that we've kind of gone through. We've had a significant amount of participation right from the different zones that we've had, and we've had the best teams really shaping up here for the grand finale that we have. So what I'm going to be doing right now is I'm going to be telling you a little bit, of course, about who we're doing this with. So a little bit about Q Shala as well. Let's jump to the next bunch of screens that we have. So, of course, this is presented by the High Court of Odisha for the 75th year anniversary that we have. A little bit about Q Shala. Q Shala as an organization, we are a curiosity company. We ask questions, we make questions, and we ask questions for a living. That's what we really do. And so we have had the fortune and the honor of really putting this entire set of questions together. We've learned a lot, over 400 plus questions that we've had to create. And in the process of quizzing everybody, we have learned an equal measure as well. So without any further ado, what we will do is we will jump to the finalists. We will call the finalists to come on stage. You will see your names on stage, finalists. So I would request all of you to come one by one in that specific order that's being called on stage. So the first team that I'd like to call on stage is from the Jaipur zone. So this is from the Koraput district. Can we have a round of applause for Swadesh Tripathi ji, for Bikash Kiran Mishra ji, and for Animesh Jena ji? Please come on stage. Round of applause for these guys. They are the team representing Koraput district, and they're from the Jaipur zonal round, the winners of the Jaipur zonal round that we have had. And with that, they're going to be sitting. So Jaipur is, yeah, perfect. All right, next team on stage, we've got from the winners of the Berhampur zonal round, Gajapati, team Gajapati, district Gajapati, Tarun Kumar Sethi ji, Subhajit Behra ji and Subhashish Pani ji, can you please come on stage? They are the team representing the Gajapati district that we have. Fantastic. Okay, this is the team that's going to be coming on stage next. With that, can we have the next team on stage appearing on your screen? This is from the Sambalpur zonal, the winners of the Sambalpur zone round that we had conducted. This is Nihar Ranjan Sahuji, Ipshita Abhinandita Mishraji, and Ved Prakashji. Please come on stage. This is the third team in the grand finale that we have. So 3 teams on stage already here that we have. And with that, let's call on the remaining 3 teams that we have. This is from the Angul zonal round that we had conducted. A round of applause for the team of Angaswarupa Chatterjee, Ajit Kumar Otaji, and Subhadarshi Patnaikji. Please come on stage from Sundargarh district that we have. It's just incredible for me to see the range of age of participation of the kind of the tenure of people that we've had, right from someone just starting off the career to very, very senior folks who have come on to the finals here. So we're very, very thrilled to be conducting almost what we think is a first of its kind of quiz happening in the country. So that's, of course, the 4th team that we have. Next, we have the Balasore zonal winners. Morning, sir. All right. So with that, we will invite the Balasore zonal winners from Badrak district. Can I invite Pratish Kumar Samalji, Ashish Kumar Tripatiji, and Nilofarji? Round of applause for these teams, please. So this is, of course, team number 5. And the last team coming on stage is from the Cuttack zonal that we've had from Puri district. Can I invite Manindra Bhushan Sahuji, Shubham Kanungoji, and Brajesh Mishraji? Please come on stage. And that is the final team that we have on stage here. So these are our 6 teams, ladies and gentlemen. These are the 6 best teams from across the state, across all the judicial officers who participated in this quiz competition here. So the way this was really structured was, first we had individual preliminary rounds that we conducted. We had 2 of these that were conducted, and individually they participated, in the best people from each of those regions, the top 3, they became a team. They represented their respective districts in a zonal round that was conducted. We had 6 zonals that we had conducted, and these are the best teams from across the zonals that we have. So what we will do, of course, is we will jump into a round of introductions for all the teams that we have here. The dual purpose of this is, of course, to learn about our esteemed participants in the quiz, but also to get a little bit to see if their mics are working. It's very important that your mics are working and we can hear you clearly. More importantly, the audiences can hear you clearly as well. So let's start from team Sundargarh right there. So if you can just take the mic, sirs and ma'am, if you can go ahead and introduce yourselves. And also, in the process, tell us your designations and also your journey of the quiz so far. How's it been participating in this this grand finale before, of course, the various rounds that we've had? We'd love to hear from you, team.
Hello. Namaskar to all the seniors present here and my colleagues. I am Angaswarupa Chatterjee, JMFC Hemgir from Sundargarh. I feel very fortunate to be sitting amongst so many winners from the zonal rounds, and I thank all the Chief Justice sir as well as his brilliant team for facilitating this journey for us. Thank you so much.
Hello, myself Subhadarshi Patnaik. Included in the last moment as suggested by Suman that no one is interested to participate in Sundargarh district, so I thought that why myself I included, and finally I selected individually journal round, and now I am here to compete.
Wonderful to have you, sir. Wonderful to have you.
I am Ajit Kumar Ota, Senior Civil Judge, Sundargarh.
Fantastic. So that's Team Sundargarh that we have. Round of applause for Team Sundargarh, please. They're the team representing Sundargarh. And next, can we have the team from Sambalpur? If you can introduce yourself, please. Just 1 second. We'll have someone help you with the mic.
Namaskar to all. Myself, Ipshita Abhinandita Mishra. I am serving as JMFC Sambalpur, and I feel really fortunate to be able to be sitting here with all the winners. Thank you so much.
Pleasure.
Pranam. I am Nihar Ranjan Sahu, working as Senior Civil Judge, Kuchinda. It is a very learning platform, and thanks to QSala. Thank you very much.
A pleasure.
I am Ved Prakash, presently posted as Senior Civil Judge at Redakol, Sambalpur. And thanks to the QSALA team, because we have learned many new things during this quiz participation. Thank you.
Fantastic to hear it. Welcome to Team Sambalpur. Round of applause for Team Sambalpur, please. Second team on stage. Or to team number 3, team from Puri. Please do introduce yourselves.
Namaskar to all. My name is Brajesh Mishra. I'm currently posted as JMFC Nimapada. This has been a learning experience since the inception of this quiz because we got to learn so many things, and overall it has been a learning experience. So thank you so much.
Fantastic. Pleasure.
Namaskar all. My name is Subham Kanongo. I'm civil judge on probation, posted at Puri. I'm very fortunate to be part of the quiz. Thank you.
Judge Jagannath. My name is Manindra Roshan Sao. Presently, I posted at Civil Judge Puri, and the experience that I have in quiz is very fortunate to have present here.
Fantastic. Round of applause for Team Puri, please. Third team on stage that we have here. Thank you. Team number 4 from Korakpur. Please go ahead. Koraput, sorry. Go ahead.
Namaskar. I am Swadesh Tripathi. I am civil judge on probation, posted at Koraput.
Welcome.
Namaskar, I am Bikash Kiran Mishra. We had a bit of luck going our side in the journal round, and I hope it prevails upon us today too.
That is the spirit. Round of applause for that team. That's very nice.
Namaskar, I'm Animesh Jena. I'm presently posted at Koraput as civil judge on probation.
Welcome to Team Koraput again. Round of applause for them for participating and coming so far. Hopefully, wishing all the teams the best of luck. Team Gajapati, go ahead.
Namaskar, I am Subhajit Behra, presently posted as civil judge come JMFC Mohana, and it has been a great experience for all of us. Our team as a whole does not see this as a competition but a learning experience, and we hope we'll learn many new things today, and I'm sure that all the co-participants will also play really well. With that, I wish all of them the very best luck, and thank you everyone.
Thank you. Thank you.
Namaskar to everyone. I am Tarun Kumar Sethi. I am posted as JMFC in R. Udaygiri, District Gajapati, and I wish everyone a good luck here today. Thank you.
Namaskar sir, my name is Sivasis Pani. I am civil judge on probation at Parlak Hemundi. This journey has been a really amazing one, starting from the day one to become a team. It has been a really good journey. We just beat the zonal round at the tiebreaker, so it was quite an amazing experience for me. I am really thankful for the High Court of Orissa, Honorable High Court of Orissa, to giving us an opportunity, all the judicial officers, to become a part of a big family, to come together and sit together, to participate in something, to get a learning experience, to know to share something which I know, to know something which I do not know. So it is a great platform. So I'm really grateful. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Jai Jagannath. Namaskar and very good morning to everyone. My Lord the Chief Justice, my respected honorable judges, it is a great opportunity to be here, and I feel this is a celebration of our brotherhood and fraternity, that we are all here together to do something which I've never imagined that we'll do, and I'm feeling very happy to be present amongst us, and thank you so much for giving this opportunity to be a part of this 75 years of celebration of the Honorable Court. Thank you so much.
Namaskar sir, this is Nilofer. I'm posted at Civil Judge Bhadrak. This has been an eventful occasion to represent my team as well as my district at this level. Thank you to Honorable Chief Justice for making us revisit the lanes of schools again through this quiz competition.
Wonderful, wonderful.
Namaskar, esteemed judges of the Odisha High Court. I feel very fortunate to be here. Myself, Pritish Kumar Samal. I am posted at JMFC Vasudevpur. So thank you, Kushala, for this opportunity for giving us.
Fantastic. All right, guys, round of applause for all the teams that we have here. And now that we're done with the introductions, now we're going to get on to the main course of the quiz that we have. So I have to give you a sense of the structure of the quiz that we have. So we have 5 rounds of quizzing that we're going to be doing here. So the teams on stage here are familiar with all these rounds because they have gone through these various rounds and formats in the zonal rounds that we've conducted. So across each of these 5 rounds teams, I will explain the rules again to you so that you have completely all the clarity that you need to participate. So without any further ado, we'll jump on to the first round of the quiz that we have, and that's the potpourri round. So a potpourri really is a mixed bag of questions, a variety of formats, text, image, and the idea here is we want you to give us the overall answer that we're looking for, all right? And the rules for this round, teams, how we did it in the zonal rounds as well, we followed a pounce and a bounce format. I'll explain that again for your benefit. So let's assume that the first question is for team number 1, Sundargarh, right there. And while the question is on the screen, right, team number 1, my request is, even if you know the answer, please do have the answer to yourself. We will have something called a pounce open. What that basically means is that between teams 2 to team 6, if you happen to know the answer to that question, which is not to your direct, please raise your hand, right? And I will play it by my ear and say, okay, within a stipulated amount of time, maybe 10 seconds or so. And by the time if you've raised your hand, please write the answer down. I'm going to check those answers, all right? And after that, once I've checked these answers, I will not reveal to you whether you're right or wrong. We will find out the answer from the actual team that it's meant for, the direct. Understood? And whoever hasn't taken a stab at it in the pounce, we'll have a normal passing. So if you were to pounce, raise your hand, give us an answer. That's a plus 10 if you get it right, but it's a minus 10 if you get it incorrect. So play your cards carefully. And the reason we're doing this is to have some sense of equity through the entire quiz. So wherever you're sat in the quiz doesn't influence whether or not you'll get the answer or not. If you happen to know the answer, raise your hand, write it down. We'll come to you in case it's not your direct. If it's your direct, you can just relax. We'll go through the pounce and then we'll come to you directly. My only request to all the teams here, please don't shout the answer out of turn, right? When it's your team direct, we will ask you to share the answer with us. So are we clear on the rules for this round, teams on stage? Can I get a thumbs up? Fantastic, great. So plus 10 for a pass, plus 10 for a direct. If you are pouncing and raising your hand, you will get a plus 10 if you're right, but you will get a negative 10. So please be careful while you choose to play the pounce, all right? I think let's get started with the first question of the grand finale of the state level law quiz that we're conducting exclusively for judicial officers here on your screen now. So Sailabala Das was the first woman from Odisha to go to England for her higher studies. Along with her sister, she campaigned to enable women in India to enroll as lawyers by petitioning the Privy Council. In 1923, the Legal Practitioners Women Act was passed and the sister enrolled as a lawyer in Patna. I'd like you to identify this sister, a legal luminary whose memoir is aptly titled Woman at Law. All right. So whichever team wants to, so team number 1, this is your direct to raise your hand. We will anyway ask you. So between teams 2 to team 6, right? In the next 5 to 6 seconds, raise your hand if you think you know the answer. So, okay, if you know the answer, please write it down. Please raise it, right? And when you're writing it, I have a request. I'd like you to write it in capital so that I can actually read. So that it's a little easy for me to process the answer. So please raise your hand so that, please have it raised so that I can come to you. Okay, all right, that's your answer. Team number 5 also is going. Okay, all right. Team number 3 is going for it. Okay. Team 3 hasn't pounced. That's no problem at all. Team number 2 on the pounce. Very quickly, if I can have an answer. Okay, understood. All right. So pounce is closed. So we have had teams 2, 4, 5, and 6 who have gone on the pounce. So that's left with team number 1 on the direct. Team number 1, over to you for the first question of the quiz. What do you think the answer is, sir?
Sudhanshu Baladas. Sudhanshu Baladas.
I will give it to you. That is absolutely the right answer. This is Sudhanshu Bala Hazra that we were looking for. So
Bala
very
Hazra adopted.
absolutely. The adopted daughter of Madhusudan Das, the grand old man of Odisha, as he's referred to as well. So round of applause for team number 1, Sundargarh, for getting that right. So Sudhanshu Bala Hazra, of course, there is a lot of course, literature around it, but one of the first women lawyers that we have in our country. So we thought that's a good question to start off the quiz here at the grand finale that we have. And with that, let's give the audience a sense of who got it right on the pounce. Team number 2 also went for Sudhanshu Bala Hazra, so they get plus 10 to team number 2. Team 3 didn't go for it, that's perfectly fine. Team 4 and team 5 also get plus 10. They went for Sudhanshu Bala Hazra, correct? And team 6 unfortunately went for another answer, which means they get a negative 10, but that's okay. Early days in the quiz, a lot more questions coming your way for you to get a sense of catching up. So teams, have a sense of the structure, very clear with things. Okay, since team 1 got the answer, the next question goes to team 2. We're following a bounce format, so whichever question is answering it, the next question goes to the team after that. I'll explain all of that, you don't worry about that. Team number 2, here is your question appearing on your screen now. Okay, slightly long, but I'll explain this to you. It's a very, very fascinating story. So on the 8th of February, back in 1794, the inhabitants of this island rescued the crews of a group of 10 merchant ships, including HMS Convert, an incident that has since become known as the wreck of the 10 sail. The ships I had struck a reef and run aground through rough seas. Legend has it that King George III rewarded the island with a promise for their generosity, as one of the ships carried a member of the king's own family. Name this island. So this is a two-parter, teams, right? So if you're pouncing, I need both parts. And if you happen to not give me both parts, that's unfortunately a negative 10. So please be careful with this question. So 2 parts. First, what is the name of the island in question here? And second, what is this promise of this apocryphal story? Meaning that it's an inaccurate story. It's a legend. It's not actually true. But this is apparently one of the ways this story came about, or this promise came about. So the 2 parts I want, name the island, teams, and then tell me what is the promise that King George III granted this island. So what do you have as a benefit to this island is the question. All right. So with that, I think safe to say no teams are going to go on the pounce. So I'm going to close pounce. Team number 2, again, there's no negative marking if you go on the direct. So feel free to guess. We'd love you to guess. Give us a nice story. If anything else, we can have a good laugh. So team number 2, Sambalpur, if you can tell us what you think could be either of these answers. You have to give me both parts, but if you happen to give me one, we'll find out part marks later. So team number 2, go ahead. So on the pass, I'll expect teams to be a little quick while sharing their answers, just in the interest of moving in a quick pace. Team number 2, go ahead. Go ahead, give us an answer, no harm. Andaman and Nicobar Islands, and the promise or the story? No idea, that's okay. Good guess though, please keep the guesses coming. Team number 3, Puri, what do you think? You're going to pass? That's okay, no problem. Koraput, team number 4, what do you think could be the island and the legend or the story?
Is it the Lakshadweep Island? And the story was that they would bring it under the British Empire.
That's a great guess, Lakshadweep and under the British Empire, but unfortunately not what we're looking for. But keep the guesses coming. Team number 5, what do you think? On the pass, I would expect a quick guess, please. Team number 5, could you give us an answer? You can pass as well if you happen. You want to pass? Okay, no problem at all. Team number 6, what do you think? Passing? Okay. Going to team number 1, Sundargarh, if you have an answer. Passing as well. Okay, this question goes to our audiences here. So, respected judges as well, feel free. I would love to get an answer from anyone here. So, there are 2 parts. So, this is an island there's a very specific claim to fame to this island, but this is not the reason why this island has it. So, this is closer towards Northern America, Southern America, that side. Which, sir? Any guesses? Yes, I can see your hand. Yes. Cayman Island is what that gentleman says. Why do you say Cayman Island? Understood. And what is the legend? What is that unique claim to fame of Cayman Island?
Sir, sorry, sir. That I cannot.
No problem. Anyone else? So Cayman Islands is absolutely right. Can you have a round of applause for the gentleman? And if you notice, the first thing people talk about Cayman Islands is that it's a tax-free country. You don't pay taxes in that geography. So it's widely believed that King George III, because his family member was saved, he made the promise saying that you will not be taxed for the rest of your life as long as you're on this specific island. So that's how the story, the apocryphal story of how you want to introduce, have any taxes in Cayman Islands is really the way this came about. So that was the answer we were looking for this question. Slightly tough here for the teams, but we thought it's a great story around how Cayman Islands and this entire story of, hey, you don't pay taxes in the Cayman Island, how it really came about. But round of applause for the gentleman in the audience who got that right. Very well done. All right. Since no team here on stage got this question, the next question will go back again to team number 2. So this is the second question coming to you, and after which, if it does pass again, it'll go to team number 3 after that. So third question appearing on your screen for Team Sambalpur on your screen now. Okay. So the Indian Dash service is one of the smallest services under the government of India with a sanctioned strength of only 11 posts. It is a central government service because under the union list of subjects, under the 7th schedule of the Indian Constitution, the manufacture, supply, and distribution of Dash by union agencies, regulation and control of manufacture, supply, and distribution of Dash by other agencies is the responsibility of the government of India. So fill in the blank with a commodity that is closely associated with Indian history. So it's a single one-word answer I'm looking for. It's called the Indian Dash service. So what is this commodity. That's the clue for you. This is a commodity. This is an item. If you want to pounce, please raise your hand. That is closely associated with Indian history. So if you want to pounce, please raise your hand, teams. I'm going to close pounce in the next 5 seconds. Team, are you pouncing? Team number 5, Gajapati, you're pouncing? Yes, okay. Team 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. I've just got one team pouncing. Pounce is closed. Team Gajapati. Team 2, this is your direct. I'll come to you in just a bit. Team Gajapati, can I have an answer? Okay, understood. All right, great. So, Team Sambalpur, if you can tell us what you think is this service, which has 11 posts, believe it or not, in a country as wide, 11 posts for this service. So, what is this commodity that fills in the blank? Go ahead, Sambalpur, if you can give us an answer. There's no negative marking on the direct, so feel free to give us a guess, Team Sambalpur. Can I have an answer, team? Please give us a guess. Take a guess. I think you should take a guess, Team Sambalpur. You never know. Item, commodity that is closely associated with Indian history. Okay, Sambalpur, can I have an answer, please? It's a one-word answer. Go ahead. Team, I'll need an answer quickly. I'm so sorry. Just in the interest of time. Yes. Gold. Okay, good guess. Team Puri, passing. Team Koraput. I'll need an answer on the pass quickly. Otherwise, I will pass you, Team Koraput.
This is Indian Mint service. Mint, M-I-N-T, coinage.
Mint.
Yes.
Acha, coinage mint. That's a good guess. Gajapati went on the pounds. Team Bhadrak. Khadi service. Khadi is the guess that Team Bhadrak has. Passing you not the right answer. Team Sundargarh, what do you think? No negative marking. Passing. Okay. So one team here went on the pounds. We'll find out whether they're right or wrong. Can I again go to the audience here? I think judges here seem to know this. What is this service? Again, let's think about it. Indian history. Commodity or item that's closely associated with Indian history. What is this commodity that... Audience, anybody in the audience? Yes, I can see a hand there, lady. Madam, please tell me.
Indian salt service.
Indian salt service is absolutely the right answer. This is the Indian salt service. There is something called the Indian salt service. Did you believe it or not? And there are 11 such posts in the country. And of course, Dandi March and various other things because it's such an integral part of our Indian history that we have. So the Indian salt service is what we were looking for. Round of applause for that lady for giving us the right answer. Very, very well done. Hard luck for the teams. And unfortunately, a negative 10 to Team Gajapati, but that's okay. Early start. They went with oil, so that's a good guess as well. They went to the Indian oil service, not a bad guess at all in my opinion, but that's a negative 10 to Gajapati, but that's okay. Since no team has got this on stage, the next question, since we are in the grand finale, we thought we'll amp up the questions a little bit because you are the best teams in the state. So that's why these questions could be a little tough, but please take guesses, right? There's no negative marking on direct, so feel free to take guesses. With that, let's go to Team Puri. This is the fourth question, since two went back to Sambalpur. Team Puri, here is your question appearing on your screen now. Okay, this is a video question. I'm going to be playing a video for you, but before that, here's the context. So this is from a documentary called The Advocate. Okay, it's about an individual who's dedicated his life to the civil liberties movement in India. So I would like you to tell me who is this incredible individual we are talking about. And here's the footage for you. Here it is on your screen. All right, so that's what we have for the question. We'll, of course, reveal a little more in the video when we discuss the answer. So this is a question for Team Puri. Since we have had nobody taking the pounce, I'm going to close the pounce in 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Pounce is closed, teams. This is everybody on the direct, no negative marking. Team Puri, go ahead. Who do you think this gentleman is?
Is it MC Mehta?
MC Mehta is a good guess, but not the right answer. Team Koraput, who do you think this gentleman is?
Is this H.M. Kunjru?
HM Kunjru, that's a good guess, but not the right answer to this question. Team Gajapati, what do you think?
It's Jacob Pulliel.
Say that again, sorry?
Jacob Pulliel.
Jacob Pullian. I don't think I know who this gentleman is, but that's not the right answer. But good guess. Please keep the guesses coming. Team number 6, Team Badrak.
Is it SP Gupta?
SP Gupta is what Team Badrak says, not the right answer, unfortunately. Team Sundargarh, what do you think?
Nabalaka.
Nabalaka is what you said, sir. Not the right answer, unfortunately. But good guess. Please keep the guesses coming. Team Sambalpur, what do you think?
So he is the founder of PUCL.
Okay. Sure. I mean, I'm not going to say whether it's right or wrong.
Name could not remember.
Okay, understood. All right. Puri, this is Team Puri, this is your question. So, unfortunately, I can't give points for that, Team Sambalpur. He's associated... Sir, Justice, please tell us.
KG Kannabiran.
Absolutely the right answer. This is KG Kannabiran. And he, of course, was the president. He was the president of the PUCL, as you mentioned. So let's look at the video, and we will see the rest of the cases, liberty cases that he's been associated with. All right, with that, of course, a very powerful documentary. I would highly urge all of you to watch it. So about KG Kannabiran, he's also released a new book through his daughter that his daughter has written for him. It's called A Life in the Constitution, The Sisyphean Journey of Life. It's a very, very fascinating sort of book that we'd also thought we'd frame a question around, but this, of course, is a lot more captivating. So with that, let's jump on to the next question. This question again goes to Team Puri. Question number 5, if I'm not wrong. We have 8 questions in this round, so we have 5, 6, 7, 4 more questions left. Team number 3, Puri, here's the question on your screen right now. All right, okay, this is interesting. So this practice is widely used in the United States, in Canada, and in India, but is rarely used in other English-speaking countries, including the United Kingdom itself, from where the use of it in a legal context originates. The name Joe Bloggs or John Smith are used in UK instead, as well as in Australia and in New Zealand. What is the practice that we're referring to here? So if it's referred to as Joe Bloggs or John Smith in UK, Australia, in New Zealand, how do you more popularly know it in United States, in India, etc.? So I'm looking for a specific set of keywords, all right? So of course the audiences, if you are discussing, please do discuss it amongst yourselves so that the teams on stage are able to work out the answers by themselves. This is a question to team number 3. Puri, this is your direct question that we have. Other teams, I'm looking for 2-3 keywords, okay? How do you know this here in America and in India, all right? So I'm going to close the pounce since no teams have raised their hands for the pounce. Pounce is closed, teams. I can see Team Koraput is anticipatingly waiting for Team Puri to pass. They seem to think pounce was closed. Unfortunately, Sambalpur, I'm so sorry. But please do raise your hand immediately if you happen to know it, all right, next time around. Team Puri, why don't you give us an answer? Passing, no problem, but feel free to take guesses. Okay, Team Koraput here seems ready to answer this question. Why don't you weave a story and tell us what you think the answer is?
It's John Doe in United States and Ashok Kumar in India. It's about cases where we do not know who the litigant is.
You've basically said the answer slide. Very, very well done to team number 4, Team Koraput. This is the usage of Ashok Kumar when you don't know who the defendant is. And you have, especially in IP cases in India, you have Ashok Kumar cases that really come about. And of course, John Doe and Jane Doe, depending upon the gender. So John Doe, Jane Doe, Ashok Kumar, anything of that was mentioned, you would get your points. Can we have a round of applause for team number 4, Team Koraput, who have gotten the exact answer that we were looking for. That is what we were looking for, teams. So again, if you think you have an idea, please raise your hand immediately so that you can take a pounce. So with that, plus 10 to Team Koraput, and they've opened their account with this question as well. And with that, the next question, this is question number 6, that goes to team number 5. Team Gajapati, this is your direct question since Koraput got the previous answer. Here is your question, Team Gajapati, on your screen now. Okay, this is another very, very fascinating story when we were researching for this. So in a legal context, I'd like you to look at this image very carefully, teams. Okay, tell us what you find peculiar about this building in Southampton and what is the reason for said peculiarity. Look at the building very carefully, all right? You will notice something is a little unique, little funny, right? Look at all the elements of the building, and there's a reason why this building appears the way it does. Now, this is a very workoutable question in our opinion. So whether you happen to have studied or read this somewhere else, even if you look at this image, you can weave a story for us and get points for yourself. All right, teams? So I'm going to close the pounce in another 5 to 6 seconds. This is, if you want to pounce, please raise your hand, teams. If you want to pounce, I understand that no teams are going to pounce. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Pounce is closed, teams. Okay. This is, of course, Team Gajapati. This is your direct. I'd like you to weave a story for me. Look at the building carefully. That's my only recommendation. What you need to figure this out is in the image. So, Team Gajapati, can we have an answer from you, please? Take your mic, weave us a story. What is unique? And tell us, of course, this is ultimately a legal quiz that we're conducting, so there is a connotation to why we're asking it here. I'd like you to tell us why. What's interesting? Okay. Team Gajapati, can you tell us what you think?
The windows and the doors here appear to be closed for a purpose. And
okay. Can you tell us why, what? You're saying that the windows are closed. Which ones? Where do you, can you tell me what do you mean by that? So you talk, go on.
So in the alternative, at every floor, one is accessible and the other isn't.
Okay.
So one has access to light or access to.
Okay. Can you tell me why? Why? Okay, if you think that's what it is, but why? Why do you see that? Why is that happening? Can you tell us what's the reason that that peculiarity, if you think that's what it is happening? And that's ultimately what's going to get you points, teams. I will need an answer quickly, Team Gajapati.
Is it about easement?
Easement. Okay, that's a good guess. Unfortunately, not easement related. But again, keep the guesses coming. I like the way you're working this out. This is what we want in the quiz. Take a shot at it. Figure out what it could be. So Gajapati is going to be passed. Team Bhadrak, please take the mic. Tell us very quickly on the pass. I'm going to go quickly, teams. Into the mic, if you could use the mic so that all the teams can, the audiences can listen to you as well.
For the security purpose, for safety purpose.
Safety purpose, what? Safety, prison, safety purpose. I'm going to pass you, unfortunately. Keep the guesses coming, not what we were looking for. Team Sundargarh, yes.
There was a law stating that you will be taxed more if by the number of windows that you have, which is why people started boarding up their windows.
So saying that people started making walls out of windows. They felt that the more windows you have, the more taxes you pay. So just get away with the window. That is absolutely the right answer. Fantastic answer from Team Sundargarh right there. So this is what you refer to as a window tax. Believe it or not, there was a window tax that was going around in the UK at the time. And depending upon the number of windows that you had, you would be taxed accordingly. So what did people do smartly? They closed out the window and just made a wall out of it. And as a result, reduced the amount of taxes that they were paying. So this sort of ingenuity or jugaad, as you refer, has been happening for a long time, even in the UK as well. But more importantly, +10 to Team Sundargarh for getting that answer. Superb, well worked out answer, if I might say, for really thinking about the images. And that's what I was trying to tell the teams as well. Look at the images. And Team Gajapati, you started off right. You noticed that there was something off with the windows. But what I was looking for was taxes specifically. All right. That's why I couldn't give you points. So +10 to Team Sundargarh. With that, question number 7, the penultimate question of round number 1, goes to Team Sambalpur on your screen right now. If you want to pounce, please raise your hand as usual, teams. Here is question number 7 on your screen now. Okay, slightly longish, but very, very, very fascinating story about something that we've all heard. All right. So the First World War provided a great opportunity for the creation of Indian establishments, as production in the Lancashire-based ones had slumped due to a shortage of manpower. So Mr. Dattatreya N. Sirur, a thriving businessman, set up this establishment for which the Maharaja of Mysore provided the land. So by 1930, this establishment had declared a dividend, and Mr. Sirur went later to acquire similar such establishments in Bombay, in Parel, in Mahalakshmi from the Birlas and Petit family respectively. Now, which specific establishment? All I want you to tell me is what is the name of this establishment that Mr. Sirur set up that we are all very, very, very familiar with in a very different legal context. All right, still very much a law quiz here, right? So I want you to tell me what is the name of this establishment that Mr. Sirur had started and that name is very, very familiar to you. And to get a sense of what kind of establishment this is, teams, notice the clues, right? That because there was a slump in manpower, the Lancashire-based ones couldn't generate, so Indian ones started up. There are similar ones in Bombay, in Parel, in Mahalakshmi. So if you've heard of these names, some sort of establishment should come to mind. Now I want you to tell me the specific name of this establishment that Mr. Sirur is associated with and how we all know in a legal context. Okay, I've given a fair amount of context for this question. I'm going to close the pounds since no team here is taking a stab at it. So let's go to Team Sambalpur. Team Sambalpur, again, no negatives at all. So Team Sambalpur, go ahead and tell us what you think the answer is very quickly. Yes, please use the mic, Team Sambalpur. My only request, teams, is please use the mic and speak into the mic so that everybody can hear you. Team Sambalpur, can I have an answer quickly, please? Just in the interest of time. Yes.
Lease.
You're saying lease. Lease is what you're saying, not the right answer. I'm going to pass you, Team Sambalpur. Team Puri, what do you think? Okay, passing. Team Koraput. Please keep your mic switched on. Yes.
So this is the, so earlier there was coarse cotton. The textile mill in India used to produce coarse cotton. So this is a better quality of cotton that was produced. So I think this is Indian textile mill.
Okay, Indian textile mill is what you're saying, Team Koraput. Okay, passing to Team Gajapati. Paper. Okay, passing to team number 6, Team Badrak. Very quickly, please. Cement. Cement is what Team 6 is guessing. Passing you, unfortunately. Team Sundargarh, the last team on stage for this question. What is the name of this establishment? Yes. Can I have an answer quickly, please, team? Yes.
Godrej.
Godrej. Godrej is a very, very good guess. Not the answer to this question, sir, unfortunately. So team 2, this is your direct. We go to the audience here. Anyone at the back here wants to take a shot at it? If not, we can ask the esteemed judges here to maybe also take a stab at it. I'd love to ask them. Anyone here? It's a, okay, sorry, you were saying something. Bicycle, not quite. This is a landmark case. Landmark case with respect to the evolved structure of the Constitution. Sirur Mati, you said, sir? Not quite. Good guess. This was anyone here? This was, of course, yes, go ahead, please. That is the right answer. So this is the Minerva Mill that you have. The famous Minerva Mills case that we have. So Minerva Mills actually was started by this gentleman, Mr. Sirur, and of course other establishments that he set up in Bombay. So if you notice in Bombay, those mills are very, very popular establishments now for not for mills, but for eating and shopping and various other things. But they started off in Mahalakshmi and Parel, and this gentleman first set up in Bangalore and then in Bombay. So Minerva Mills is a case I think we've all heard of here. On stage, we thought here's a nice twist to how these things really came about, and we thought it's a great question to ask at the grand finale of the state level law quiz that we're conducting here. So nobody on stage getting this, but that's okay, no problem at all. The last question of the first round of the quiz, we go again to team number 2, to Sambalpur if I'm not wrong, because it's the second question that they're going to get on the direct. So team Sambalpur, the last question of round number 1, this is the potpourri style, so it's a little intense, but don't worry. After this is a lot of fun, a lot of buzzers, so a lot of masala and drama is going to start off very, very quickly. But before that, let's do the last question of the quiz. Team number 2 on your screen right now. What is the name of the personality in question? So the first female student at the University of Bombay, Cornelia Sorabji, was denied scholarship to study at Oxford University in London because of her gender. Many women helped raise money for her legal education in the 1880s. Now, one such woman who actually helped raise money for Cornelia Sorabji was an illuminating personality who backed her bold ideas and writings with statistics and later influenced healthcare policy in the United Kingdom and other parts of the world. Now, this personality is a doyen. She's got so many incredible feats to her name, right? Now, she is said to have funded, one of the many women who funded Cornelia Sorabji's education. So let me give you the clues, teams. Let me add some context here. This lady, there's a reason why we have said illuminating personality. Illuminating, think of light, right? That's the first clue. Second, influenced healthcare. So during the war, healthcare, something that she really, really did, almost set the precedent for how we consider a certain profession, right? In the UK and across the world. So that's the context. I think there's a lot of clues I'm sharing here. So let me take a pause now. Team Sambalpur, I'm going to close the pounce. Safe to say nobody's going to go on the pounce. Pounce is closed. Team Sambalpur, if you can tell us who is this individual in question who helped Cornelia Sorabji go study in Oxford later. Yes, Team Sambalpur, if you can tell us who is this personality. Okay, they have consensus on an answer. Go ahead.
Is it Annie Besant?
Annie Besant, that's a great guess. Not Annie Besant, unfortunately. Team Puri, what do you think? Sorry.
Is it Marie Curie?
Marie Curie, that's a very, very interesting guess. Nice variety of questions, but of answers, but not what we were looking for. Koraput, if you could tell us.
Florence Nightingale, Lady with a Lamp.
That is the right answer. Fantastic answer from team number 4. I said illuminating and I said light. So the profession that she's of course associated with is modern nursing. So the way nursing is thought of in this day and age is all on account of how Florence Nightingale really shaped up the profession. So she'd go around with a lamp during the war, after the Crimean War, and go around and help soldiers, etc. That's how the lady with the lamp really came about. And she played a very direct role in the creation of the Red Cross version in Britain as well. So she is actually one of the reasons how we have Cornelia Sorabji. And we thought the first question was, of course, on Miss Hazra, and then we had a question now here on Cornelia Sorabji. We thought it's a good mix to say how two of the first women to practice law in our country was a good way to start and end the first round of the quiz that we have here at the grand finale. A round of applause for all the teams so far here that we have done. And we will, of course, look at the scores, not now, ladies and gentlemen, but at the end of round number 2. Okay? So now with that we're done. We will jump on to round number 2 very, very quickly. This teams is what we refer to as the listed. So every team here is like, hey, I remember this round. This is that round that had a lot of drama the last time we did this. Well, yes. This time we're, of course, doing it in person, so it's going to be very, very different. So how this works is very straightforward. Let's look at the rules. There are going to be 6 questions. So every team here is going to be getting 1 question each. So there is no passing here, teams. So if there is a question for team number 1, Sundargarh, teams 2 to 6, you can relax, right? You can just listen to whichever team has got the question. Now, I will be giving you a certain topic, and in that there'll be 9 options. You will have to pick the 6 correct options out of those. And for each one that you get correct, you get a +5. Let me be very clear. Please have the mics switched on in front of you when you're answering this. Every team, please, let's make sure that that's completely clear. Please use the mic. And if for whatever reason, you end up giving one answer inaccurately and incorrectly, that means that you get no points at all. But if you'd like, and if you feel like you're a little unsure, you can say, I'm done, right? So every answer that you give, I'd like you to say X, and then I'd like you to say go. So that's when my colleague Vaishnavi here is going to go on, accept that as an answer, right? So if you have a certain option, say this, go, and then we'll select that. And if you want to say I'm done, just go ahead and say I'm done before the timer, of course, so that you can get your points. But let me clarify, if you get a negative, again, it means you got none of the points that you got before that as well. So you got to apply some strategies, some risk-taking, some hedging, all that you really have to do in this round. And that's what we have on store for you. So let's get started. I think the teams anyway have familiarity because you've done this in the zonal rounds as well. And you guys, after all, are the best team, so you have a sense of these things. So let's jump on to team number 1. Here is the first question appearing on your screen for you. But before that, we have a sample. My apologies, there's a sample, and for this, we'll ask the audience to help us. So let's look at what the sample question here is. Okay, so we've got the timer that's going to be starting in 60 seconds. Anybody wants to tell us, raise your hand, audiences. Who are the current sitting judges of the Supreme Court of India? 6 of them are accurate, 3 of them are inaccurate. So tell us which ones are correct, which ones are inaccurate. You can raise your hand and tell us. Yes. Okay, Justice Sanjeev Khanna is absolutely right. Okay, who else? Justice Surya Kant, okay, fantastic. Who else? Justice Arvind Kumar, yes, fantastic. Okay, who else? You can just shout out the answer. Justice Sudhanshu, sorry, who was that? Sudhanshu Dhulia, yes, absolutely. Okay, 5 done. 4 done, sorry. Who else? Justice Ravindra Bhatt is also right. Okay, what else? Justice Rishikesh Roy is correct. And with that, he's gotten all 6 of them right. Well done. I'm not surprised, actually, very honestly, but very, very well done. So 3 of them were inaccurate. So that's the way this works, teams. Very clear? All right. So let's get started. Now, this is the real round for the teams on stage. Team number 1, Sundargarh, everything appearing on your screen in the first question right now. Okay. And please use the mic. Please have your mic. Can you just quickly check your mic, please? Can you quickly check it? Fantastic. And after every one that you choose, please say go. All right. And when you're done, just say done. Let's go to the first question, teams. Okay. All right. Here it is. Solicitor Generals of India. Your timer starts now. Okay. Name and then go.
Gopal Subramaniam, go.
Gopal Subramaniam, go. Fantastic. +5.
Tushar Mehta, go.
Tushar Mehta, go. Okay.
Mukul Rohtegi.
Mukul Rohatgi, go. Unfortunately, a wrong answer. I'm so sorry, Team 1. I'm so sorry about that. As a result, because you got that wrong, you don't get +10 here. A little bit of drama, I know. I'm so sorry. But if you don't know, you can just say we're done and you can take the points for yourself. All right? So you'll have to analyze that and ask yourself if you're sure or not. So that's no points for team number 1 on this round. But that's okay. We have 3 more rounds, teams. So you'll definitely make it up there. So with that, that's the end of the first question. Let's ask the audience for the rest of these right answers. What else does the audience think? Who are the other Solicitor Generals of India? Ranjit Kumar, let's check Ranjit Kumar. Okay, Kirit Raval is one more name. Okay. Ashok Desai, team number 6 is giving me the answers. Unfortunately, not the right answer. Mohan Parasaran is right. And the last one, inaccurate one. Someone is saying KK Venugopal, unfortunately not the case. Santosh Hegde, yes, was the Solicitor General of the country. So that's what we were looking for. Hard luck to team number 1, but that's okay. 3 more rounds, team. Lots of points at stake. Don't worry about it. With that, let's jump to team number 2. Teams, are you ready? I see some excitement. I see some nervousness. People are like, hey, I think we need to play this very carefully. Yeah. Team number 2, question appearing on your screen now. And your timer also starts right now. So the laws that have been repealed, 6 of them are accurate, 3 are inaccurate. Please tell me the ones which are accurate. 6 ones. And if you don't know, just say you're done. After whichever ones that you've chosen. Which are the laws that have been repealed? Team Sambalpur.
Go Governor General Act 1834.
Governor General Act 1834. Fantastic. Okay. Teams, audiences, some silence please. Yes. Sambalpur, you have 30 seconds left.
Go Terrorist and Disruptive Activities Prevention Act
Okay.
1987.
Terrorist and disruptive activities. Okay. +10 so far. Okay. 20 odd seconds left. Team 2.
Go Freedom of Information Act 2002.
Go Freedom of Information Act 2002. Okay. All right. And if you don't want to go anymore, you can just say you're done as well. So choice completely.
Done.
Okay. So well done. +15 to Team Sambalpur. They've got 5 for 3 of them, right? So that's +15. Now the rest of the audiences. What are the other 3? MRTP. Okay. POTA is one more. FCRA is what some teams are saying. All right. POTA also was mentioned by the Lordship as well. Let's check POTA. Top right. Okay. All right. So that's it. So these are the 6 that have been repealed. The other 3 are very much in practice. So round of applause for team number 2 for Sambalpur. They get themselves 15 points, ladies and gentlemen. Can we have a round of applause for them, please? 15 points to team Sambalpur. Well done. All right. Next question on your screen now, ladies and gentlemen. Team Puri, this is for you. The topic is going to appear on your screen now. Mike, can you please check your mic? Fantastic. Yeah. And go and done. All right. That's the nomenclature we'll use. All right. Let's look at what the topic is. Principles of care under the Juvenile Justice Act. All right, your timer starts now. 6 accurate, 3 inaccurate. Pick the 6 accurate ones. Principle of presumption of innocence, of safety, of participation. Yes,
Go
please.
principle of presumption of innocence.
Go principle of presumption. Okay, fantastic. All right.
Go principle of fresh start.
Oh, fresh start. Oh, fantastic. Okay, that's +10 there. Go on. 30 odd seconds.
We are done.
You're done. Okay, all right. +10 to Team Puri. They've got 2 out of the 6 here. That's very well done. They're playing a very strategic game for all the teams here on stage. Let's ask the audiences now. Principle of participation is what one team on stage is saying. Okay, let's ask the audience's team if it's okay. Because, you have your question coming your way, don't worry. So team, people in the audience, what are the remaining 3 that are accurate here? Principle of safety is what I'm hearing. Fantastic. Okay. Okay. Principle of positive measures. Yes. Okay. One more. Let's check parenting authority. Principle of parenting authority. Let's check family responsibility. That is the right one. So those were the ones, and principle of homeschooling and self-identification aren't really part of the principles of care. But that said, plus 10 to team 3, Team Puri, who have gotten themselves 10 points. Round of applause for them, please. Audiences, they've done really well for themselves. They've opened their account with this as well. And with that, let's go to team number 4, Team Koraput. Everything is on your screen. You know the drill, you know the rules. So, Mike, can you just test the mic? Oh, fantastic. Let's start off. Yes. Okay. Books by Lord Denning. Books by Lord Denning. Some teams are like, hey, I wish I got this. But that's okay. 60 seconds on your clock. Team Koraput, over to you. You can discuss. Ultimately, I need to hear the words go and done with your answer. Other teams on stage, do discuss, but amongst yourselves. I mean, if you want to help your teams on stage, that's fine too. But you can keep the discussions a little muted. Yes, Team Koraput, go ahead.
Go due process of law.
Due process of law, go. Okay, lovely.
Go discipline of law.
Go discipline of law. Well done. Okay. You've got 4 more left, Team Koraput, if you want to see it through. Team, you have 5 seconds. You want to say done? If you want to say you're done?
You're done.
You're done. All right. Okay. 2 out of 6. That's plus 10 to them for Team Koraput, who've got 10 points from this round. So let's ask our audience members. Okay, I see a hand next to the camera. Yes, please raise. Yes, please just stand up and tell us. What do you think? Yes. Road to justice is one answer. Okay, yes, in the front. The changing law is what another gentleman says. Fantastic. 2 more. The closing chapter is also accurate. Yes, fantastic. And landmarks in the law, absolutely. So the newsroom, a civic action, and the price of justice were what our colleagues cooked up. They weren't written by Lord Denning. But that said, nicely done. And plus 10 to Team Koraput as well. They've got 2 out of 6. Round of applause for this team. Very, very well done. And with that, we will go on to the penultimate question of this round, the second round that we have. Team 6, Team Gajapati, this is for you. Everything on your screen. Please, can you just quickly test your mic? Fantastic. Go and done. That's the rules. Let's start off. Okay. Judgments authored by the CJI D.Y. Chandrachud. Go ahead and tell us.
Go. Justice case Puttaswamy and Anandar versus Union of India.
Okay. Puttaswamy. Go. Okay.
Go. Indian Young Lawyers Association versus State of Kerala.
Indian Young Lawyers. Okay.
Go. Shaira Bano versus Union of India.
Shaira Bano. Go. Unfortunately, a tad too early on the jump. I think you had a good tempo. I think you could have taken your time, Team 5 Gajapati. You had a lot more time, but unfortunately, that's no points for you at all. Now I think this is a fairly popular one. Let's ask the audience members if you can tell us which are the remaining 4 that form part of judgments authored by the CJI of our country. Yes. Yes, raise your hand. Stand up, please. Yes. Arnab Ranjan Goswami, let's check if that's accurate. Okay, let's ask the gentleman at the back. Someone stood next to the camera. Yes, why don't you stand up and tell us? You had the same thing. Okay, anyone else? Government of NCT is absolutely right. Who else? Anyone else wants to go? Shafeen Jahan is absolutely right. Yes. Anybody else? We've got one more. Shivraj Singh Chauhan versus Speaker of Madhya Pradesh is absolutely right. So the remaining 3 weren't authored by the CJI. So that's what we were looking for. Hard luck, Team number 5, Team Gajapati, but that's okay. But my only request is take your time. You have 40 odd seconds. So again, through the course of the quiz, if there's a buzzer especially, be quick, but also play, the strategy game as well as you can. With that, let's go to the last question of the second round, which is the listed round. I think we're doing okay on time. Question number 6 for Team number 6 on your screen right now. Okay. Laws that contain a clause regarding presumption of guilt or reverse burden of proof. Reverse, first, can you check your mic, please? Okay. Please say go,
Go
Team
NDPS.
6. Sorry?
go to NDP, narcotic drugs and psychotropic substances.
Okay, narcotic drugs and psychotropic substances, top left.
Unlawful Activities Prevention Act, go.
Unlawful preventives, okay.
Go Protection of Children from Sexual Offences Act.
Okay.
Go SC/ST Prevention of Atrocity Act.
Okay, ST/SC prevention, okay. Okay, you've got 4. Take your time. If you aren't sure, you know what you can do. Take your time, team. You have nearly 40 odd seconds. The team is discussing a lot of machinations happening on stage here. Are you sure? Should we go ahead? Should we take a pause? Team, 20 odd seconds. Take your time. And if you aren't sure, you can always say you're done. But if you want to go ahead, you've got 2 more you need to give me to get a full on full for this one.
Prevention of Money Laundering Act.
Prevention of Money Laundering Act. Well done. That's 5 out of 6. 1 more. Okay, so that means that you guys are done. All right. This team has got 5 out of 6. That's 30 points that they've taken for themselves in this round. Sorry, 25 points. My apologies. 25 points, 5 per point, 5 per question. So there's only one which is still available for you to choose here. Arms Act is what people are saying. Let's see if it's the Arms Act. Not the Arms Act. Yes, ma'am. Wildlife Protection Act is absolutely right. This is the Wildlife Protection Act that we were looking for. And with that, again, round of applause for team number 6, everybody. They've got 30 points, 25 points for this. They're very chuffed as well. They're like, hey, we've done a really good job with this. There was a lot of discussion. Hey, do you think we should go with this or not? But I think very, very well played, team number 6 on that one. And with that, I think it's time to look at the scores of the quiz. We've finished 2 rounds and we'll get a good sense of how teams are faring at this point in time. And we have 3 more rounds left. And these 3 rounds, ladies and gentlemen, are going to go very, very quickly. They're all going to be on the buzzer. So a lot of drama, hopefully not the bad kind. But let's see ahead and see how the teams are faring at this point in time. Everything appearing on your screen now in terms of the leaderboard at the grand finale of the state level law quiz here for judicial officers. Currently leading the quiz is team number 4, Team Koraput with 40 points, ladies and gentlemen. Coming in second is Team Sambalpur. Yeah, that's a typo from our end. That's 20 points for team number 1. My apologies. So team 1 is at 20 points. Are you guys all on the same page? Yes? Okay. Team number 2, we will just look at your scoring just now. In just 1 second. Apologies. We hadn't added that 1 score for team number 1. But please do keep your own scores as well. It's important so that, we make sure that there's no error from our end as well. All right. Okay. So team number 4 is currently in the lead with 40 points, as I mentioned. Currently in second is Team Sambalpur with 25 points. Round of applause for them. In third place is the team which is from Sundargarh with 20 points. And Team 6 from Bhadrak has 15 points with the negatives and the positives. They've still come at 15 points, which is a very, very impressive job for Team Bhadrak. And then after that, you have Team Puri, which is the 10 points. And Team Gajapati hasn't yet opened their account, but they've gone up and down. Early days in the quiz, but that's okay. So that's the leaderboard of the quiz at this point in time. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, we will now jump on to the next round of the quiz. I think we have some audience questions as well. So while we get our buzzers started and set up, we will just ensure that we have some audience questions going around as well. So I will switch on the buzzers for you. So this is a very different experience for the zonal winners because last time we did all of this online, but this is tactile. So you'll have to use the buzzer button and answer, and I'll guide you through the rules. Don't worry, teams. I'll explain everything to you very, very clearly and make sure that if you have any doubts, I'll clear all of them. But let's take some questions exclusively for the audience at this point in time. So the first question for the audience on your screen right now. Okay, slightly longish, but very, very fascinating. I have a video to play for you. Let me play the video first and then run you through the text. All right, so for the audience, this is exclusively for you. A legacy law operating since 1881 was comprehensively enacted in 48 to protect certain workers. An amendment in 87 was made in the wake of a then recent event. This amendment introduced a separate chapter on hazardous processes and inserted sections for precautions against dangerous fumes, precautions in case of fire, and compulsory disclosure of information by the occupier. So what event, also the subject of this web series that's going to be coming out called The Railwaymen very, very soon, caused this amendment? So I just want you to tell me what was this event, and the clues for you, of course, are dangerous fumes. Ma'am has raised her hand. Yes, ma'am, please tell us. 100%, that is absolutely the right answer. This is the Bhopal gas tragedy, the very unfortunate Bhopal gas tragedy, and now they're enacting this in the form of a web series with some Tier 1 actors coming in as well. So that was the first question that we have for the audience. One more for the audience appearing on your screen now. This is a connect question. So teams on stage, why you should pay attention to this is because this is the connect round format we're going to be employing in the third round of the quiz. But this, of course, answers from the audience. Please tell us, audience, what do you think? We're looking for a personality. So please tell us who is the person in question for this connect question, audience. So there is a person, sorry, sir? 100%, absolutely. That is Nandini Satpathy. That was the answer that we were looking for. All those individual elements connect to Nandini Satpathy. So my request to teams here on stage when the rules come to you is that I'm looking for the overall answer. You don't have to specifically tell me one element. And if you tell me one element but not the overall answer, that still means it's going to be an inaccurate answer. All right? So I'm looking for the overall answer. But with that, now that we're done with the audience round, let's jump on. We've seen the scores as well. Now let's test everybody's buzzer. So I'll go team by team. I will ask you to test your buzzer. So my colleague Vaishnavi there has a buzzer reset. These are Wi-Fi buzzers. So let me clarify something very, very, very important about these buzzers. So these work on a circuit breaker concept, which means that if you hit the buzzer and if it's not lighting up for some reason or you don't hear a sound, it just means that someone has hit the buzzer faster than you. All right? So it's really the moment you touch it and if you see that it's lighting up, it means you're the first team. And it also means that if this is on the buzzer teams, I'm going to ask you to share an answer with me very quickly. When I mean very quickly, in at least under 3 to 5 seconds. What I do not want is the sort of thing where you hit the buzzer, take your time, read the question, and then answer. Now, that's something that I will not encourage teams. And if I see and notice that you happen to hit the buzzer, you're taking your own time and I don't have an answer, that's a negative, unfortunately, for that question. So please take your time, play this strategically, all right? And if you happen to know it, go for the buzzer immediately. Let's test the buzzers now. Team number 1, can we have each of you try one by one? Okay, can we have that gentleman try as well? Okay, fantastic. So it lit up here and my colleague will know exactly who's answered. The moment it gets lit up, I will ask you to give us the answer, okay? The buzzers have been reset. Team 2. Okay, working. Team 3. Fantastic. Team 4. Wonderful. Team 5. Clear. And team 6. Got it. So all teams comfortable? Buzzers are working? You guys are happy? All right. Great. So again, like I clarified, hitting the buzzer harder doesn't mean that the buzzer is going to light up. It just means that someone's hit it before you. So play this strategically. All right. The next round that we have, of course, is the third round of the quiz. We're currently midway of the grand finale that we have. Ladies and gentlemen, these are 4 questions that we have for you. And like the Nandini Satpathy question as well, I want you to give me the overall answer. Individual elements don't really matter, but there are negative marking here. So if you do hit the buzzer, give me an answer. And if it's inaccurate, you're going to get a -10. If you also hit the buzzer and take a lot of time where you're not really giving us an answer, that also means a -10. And since this is the grand finale and there's a lot of prizes at stake, and more importantly, this really is the best of the best. So I'm going to be a little more careful. And if I don't hear an answer within a specified amount of time, which I'm going to play by ear, I'm going to give you a negative. So please be careful. I'm just saying this repeatedly so that you don't have anything which is a little awkward. So everything appears on your screen. So teams, please look at the TV screens. All of what you need to do or answer, yes. And more importantly, let me clarify. Through the course of the entire buzzer set of questions, we only have 1 attempt per question, right? So if it means that one team attempts it and they get it wrong, it doesn't mean that another team can take a stab at it again. It means the question is completely closed at that moment. So all the more reason why you'll have to be very strategic. So the moment you answer it and get it wrong, we then ask the audience to share the answer with us. Is that clear, teams on stage? Can I have a thumbs up? Fantastic. All right, great. So all questions appearing on your screen. This is the third round of the grand finale. We have reset the buzzers. The first question appearing on your screen now. Okay, which team has answered? Okay, team number 4 has gone for it quickly. I'll need an answer, team 4.
That's Comptroller and Auditor General. That's GC Murmu. And that's, I think, the CAG building. And 148 is the constitution, article of the Constitution that establishes CAG.
And who's that gentleman to the left?
Is that KC Niyogi?
Not KC Niyogi. In fact, he's a very, very incredible personality from a different field. That is C.V. Raman, who was in fact an assistant AG in the West Bengal office back at his time before he jumped into physics again. So well done to team number 4. Team Koraput gets plus 10 for that answer. This is indeed the Comptroller and Auditor General of India. The CAG is what we were looking for. So if we go back to the question, we'll notice that we had a commemorative stamp for the CAG office. That's of course GC Mumru sir. Then you have Article 148 and C.V. Raman as I had mentioned. So this is how the round works, teams. 3 more questions in this round. Let's reset the buzzers. Buzzers have been reset. All right. Teams, are you ready? Okay. Question number 2 appearing on your screen now. Okay, which team? Team number 6, I'll need an answer very quickly, please. I need an answer. What's the final answer you're giving me, team 6? Team 6? Okay, but what's the overall concept I'm looking for? Okay, all right. Team Vadrak, that was indeed the right answer. I am going to give you plus 10 there, but I need you to give me PIL first. All right? I don't need you to explain the answer to me right away. Give me the overall answer first and then explain the context of what the answer is. All right? So teams, when you hit the buzzer, I need you to give me the answer immediately. Is that clear, teams? Okay. So this of course, that gentleman is not, you said Fali Naraman if I'm not wrong. That's Justice Bhagwati, absolutely. Article 32 for the Supreme Court, 226 for the High Court, locus standi, place of standing in Latin. And we have a video we wanted to play for you as well. Let's watch the video and that will connect you to a movie that we have. Absolutely, not Manthan, sir. This was actually about the Vishaka case. So directed by Nandita Das. This was called Bhavandar. So Bhavandar about the Vishaka guidelines, Bhavari Devi and her story. So that's what it was made in the form of a movie. So PIL is what we were looking for. Team number 6 plus 10 to you. But teams, I'm being very, very clear here. I do not want you to weave the answer around as I tell you. I need to hear the answer immediately. I'm being a little nice on this question. Otherwise, it's going to be, other teams are going to get upset, not me, right? And that's not fair to the other teams, right? So let's be fair for everybody here. That's the second question. Buzzers have been reset. Question number 3 appearing on your screen now. Okay, which is that team? Which team has gone for it? Okay, team number 4, Team Koraput. Tell us the answer, please. I need an answer right away.
This is
I need an answer.
P.N. Rao, I think, because he formulated Burma's constitution. That's the ICJ. He was an ad hoc judge. Not sure about the Security Council. He was PM of Jammu and Kashmir for a brief while. That was the 10 rupee coin in which bore his
signature.
Yes.
And that gets you 10 points. Well done to Team Koraput. This is B.N. Rao that we were looking for, and that's a book that is about him. He was erstwhile a minister for Jammu and Kashmir back in 1944, was associated with the Security Council, was an ad hoc judge as mentioned by Team Koraput at the ICJ, and helped draft the Constitution of Burma. So B.N. Rao was what we were looking for, ladies and gentlemen. Plus 10 to Team Koraput. B.N. Rao was what we were looking for. And with that, let's reset the buzzers. Okay? Everybody ready, teams? The last question of the Connect round appearing on your screen now. Okay, which team has gone for it? Team 5, Team Gajapati. I'll need an answer very, very quickly. Team 5, I need an answer right away, please. Team 5, quickly. Museum of Justice. Can you tell us more? I'll tell you what. You're going to get 10 points for that, Team Gajapati. This was the Museum of Justice that we have right here in Cuttack. We thought it's only fair that we have a question on something very close to us. So the Museum of Justice gets 10 points to Team Gajapati. INTAC, of course, is associated with building and kind of running it. That's the pin code of the museum. Those are the artifacts that you have. And the who's who is another separate section that they have along with the physical premises of a photo. And as mentioned, that is Justice Mishra who inaugurated the premises as well. So that's the fourth question and the final question of round number 3. And Museum of Justice gets 10 points to Team Gajapati. And with that, we come to the end of round number 4. And we're done with more than 50% of the quiz. 2 more rounds left in this quiz, ladies and gentlemen. And with that, I think we should have a look at the scores, if possible, to just give you a sense of how this round has transformed the landscape of the teams here at the grand finale of the state level law quiz that we have here. Let's look at the scores in just a very quick bit, just for the context of teams, because there's been some movement. And after this, we have 2 more rounds. There's one round called the 3 clues round, and then we have the rapid fire buzzer round, ladies and gentlemen. So I'll explain those rules to you as and when they come. So here is the structure of how the grand finale is going. So Team Koraput is currently at 60 points. They've amassed themselves a nice lead for themselves at this point in time. But that said, very early days, the buzzer round has 10 questions. So that means it's 100 points. So if one team here decides they're going to walk away with the quiz at the buzzer round, very much possible, but still early days is what I'm trying to tell you. So Koraput currently in the lead, followed by jointly having Sambalpur and Bhadrak at 25. Just behind them is Sundargarh in third place. And then you have Gajapati and Puri, all of them who have opened their accounts, and they're currently at 10 points apiece. All right. So very nicely done so far. Let's go back to the quiz, ladies and gentlemen. And with this, we have the penultimate round of the grand finale. And this is a round that we call the 3 clue round. All right. So how this works is fairly straightforward. I don't think you had this round. You had this in the zonal final as well, so you're very clear of this. But I'll anyway reiterate it for your benefit and for the benefit of our audiences here. So you're going to be having 4 questions. Each of these question teams have 3 clues. All right. So the way we've structured it is our belief is that the first clue is the hardest, the second is slightly less harder, and the third should be the easiest clue that you have. So if you end up getting it in the first clue, you get yourself a plus 15. That's a massive lead that you can kind of get yourself for this in this specific question in this round. But that said, if you get it wrong, that's a minus 10. So, and again, just like the previous round as well, 1 attempt per question. So if you end up getting it wrong for whatever reason, the question moves to the next clue. My bad. The question moves to the next clue. My apologies. If you end up getting it wrong on 1 clue, we automatically go to the second clue. We don't close the question out immediately. And that said, all the points are on screen for you to notice. Everything is on the buzzer. Let's reset the buzzer again for all the teams. 4 questions again in this round that we have. Midway almost through more than 50% of the quiz, and I think well on time as well. So, teams, are you ready? Okay, I can see game faces on. First question on your screen now. First clue. 28 defendants, mostly imperial military officers and government officials, were charged, and we have team number 4.
This is the INA trials at the Red Fort.
Unfortunately, not what we were looking for, not the INA trials at the Red Fort. I'm going to go on to the next clue. That's a minus 10 to Team Koraput. Guys, hold on. Please read the full question. Clue number 2 on your screen. I'm resetting the buzzers. Buzzers reset. Clue number 2 on your screen now. Okay. Irfan Khan portrays, because some other team has already hit the buzzer. Team 3 has hit the buzzer, unfortunately. Puri, tell us, what do you think the answer is? I need you to be quick, Team Puri. Team Puri, that needs to be much, much quicker, please.
Is it the naval mutiny?
The naval mutiny. Buzzers have to be reset, not the right answer. That's a minus 5. Buzzers are being reset. You have to hit the buzzer. Buzzers are reset. Teams, we will reset the buzzers. And when we reset the buzzers, when the next clue appears on your screen, that's when you have to hit it. You don't have to raise your hand. If you raise your hand and give me the answer, I won't be able to give you marks for that. Third clue on your screen. Teams, I haven't shown the question yet. Please hold on. All right. Third clue appearing on your screen now. Now hit the buzzer. Who has gone for it? Team 3 has gone for it much more quickly. Koraput, what is this?
This is the trial in the Japan, Tokyo trials basically.
That is all I wanted to hear. Tokyo trial is what I wanted to hear. So Koraput goes minus 15 and they capture a plus 5. So just minus 10 for them, unfortunately, but still well done. Still in the lead, but please play your cards well. Team Bhadrak, I must urge you, please, if you are giving us an answer, it's only after you hit the buzzer. Raising your hand in this round is not accepted, all right? And please hit the buzzer after the clue appears on your screen. Otherwise, it's asking for an answer for a question you don't know just yet, all right? So, that said, +5 to Team Koroput. We'll just go through the overall scores again. So, -10 to Team Koroput first. -5 to Team, which team was that? Team Puri, -5. And then +5 to Team Koroput. Are we clear? Fantastic. Okay. Buzzers have been reset. Teams, instructions are very clear. The Tokyo trials is what we were looking for. Fingers on your buzzers. Buzzers have been reset. Question number 2, appearing on your screen now. He established the natal Indian ambulance corps. Okay, Team Gajapati, who are we talking about? 15 points and -10 at stake if you don't get this right. I need an answer quickly.
Is it Mahatma Gandhi?
It is Mahatma Gandhi. That is indeed the right answer. +15 that they've gotten for themselves. So the first clue that we had was he established the natal Indian ambulance corps. This is during the Boer War that we had. 2 other clues that we had, of course, that's Abdul Ghaffar Khan, who is referred to as the Frontier Gandhi. That's the moniker that he has for himself. And Gandhi, on the other hand, was in fact offered to go to South Africa on account of a businessman by name of Dada Abdullah. And that's when, en route, on a train to Pretoria, was when that incident happened that really changed the course of his perspective on how he views non-violence and many other things. And the last clue that we had, we thought was a nice fun clue, was this was 3 football clubs. Gandhi was a very big fan of football. And as a result, he established not 1, not 2, but 3 football clubs. And he all called them the passive resistors, as an ode to Tolstoy and the other philosophies that he really believed in. So Passive Resistors Soccer Club in the 1900s, and Gandhi, Mahatma Gandhi ji, was what we were looking for as an answer. Team Gajapati gets themselves 15 points on that. Well done. A round of applause for them. Like I said, anything can really happen in the quiz till the last moment. And if anything that the zonals tell us, there's been incredible drama in the zonals, teams just making it and lots of changes here and there. So you never know. In fact, Gajapati, if I'm not wrong, had the same experience in the zonals as well. So true to form, I might say. But that said, early days in the quiz. Last question of this round. Buzzers have been reset. Question number 4, appearing on your screen now. It was introduced, this is the third question, sorry. It was introduced as the 115th Constitutional Amendment Bill on March 22, 2011. However, it failed to be passed owing to opposition. Now, if I don't hear anyone hit the buzzer, I'm automatically going to go to the next clue. Teams, be ready. Next clue appearing on your screen now. The Indian Parliament has historic midnight... Okay, Koraput, go ahead.
Goods and service taxes.
That is indeed the right answer. This is GST, Goods and Services Taxes, that we have introduced in the midnight of June 30th, July 1st, just 1 day ago. We thought it was only appropriate. The anniversary of GST, so as to speak. And we thought it's very fair to ask this question in the grand finale of the state level law quiz that we have for judicial officers. The third clue that we had is that Casio, to catch up with the market, introduced a calculator very specific to account for GST. So 5%, 12%, 18%, let's just look 18%, etc. That is available for you to mark as GST. So GST was what we were looking for, depending upon which part of the state that you are part of, a country that you're part of. All right. So that's a +10, if I'm not wrong, to Team Koraput. They get themselves 10 points in this. And with that, let's reset the buzzers and go to the last question of this round. Everybody, fingers on your buzzers. Last question, number 4, appearing on your screen now. Gas has leaked. Okay, someone's gone for it. Team number 6, Badrak, I'll need an answer right away, please. Team Badrak, can I have an answer? Use the mic and tell us loudly. I haven't told you what the question is, but go ahead, tell us, yes. Unfortunately, if I had an audience question for Bhopal gas tragedy, I'm not unlikely. I'll just one answer. I'm so sorry, Team Badrak. I really appreciate the enthusiasm. I'm so sorry. That's a -10 for you, which is why I wanted you to think about it. Teams, fingers on. First, reset the buzzers. Wait for the clue and then hit the buzzer, teams. Okay? All right. Second clue, guys, don't hit the buzzers. I haven't shown the clue just yet. Okay? Clue number 2 appearing on your screen now. Okay. Team Gajapati, I need an answer right away. That is the right answer. We were looking for MC Mehta. Lots of drama on the buzzer, as our teams can see. So MC Mehta, that's the gentleman that you see on your screen. He was conferred with a law degree from the University of Jammu and Kashmir, received a Ramon Magsaysay Award for Public Service for the Asia sector in 1997. And the last clue that we had was that he was an environmentalist activist. and the PIL that he petitioned before the Supreme Court and guidelines provided in the case helped make Delhi the first city in the world to have complete public transportation running on CNG. All right. So that's plus 10, if I'm not wrong, to team number 5. Gajapati gets themselves plus 5 on this. So MC Mehta. And that was the end of the last question from the round number 4. And with that, let's tabulate our scores. I think we have an audience question also for our esteemed guests and for the audience members who've joined us as well. So while my colleague Vaishnavi tabulates the scores, I have a question exclusively for the audience members here. So the question is, we want you to identify the personality who was roped in as a brand ambassador. A very unlikely brand ambassador, but very relevant in the context of why we're asking you this in this quiz. So who was roped in for this advertisement with Cadbury Bonvita way back in the day? And this is what you probably call almost like celebrity endorsement of sorts, but a very incredible celebrity personality. So the question I have for you, ladies and gentlemen, is, and the audience, who is this personality who endorsed Cadbury Bonvita? And very unlikely, but very fascinating. Anyone in the audience has an answer that they'd like to share? I can see a hand going up very subtly. You can tell us. There's no negative marking here at all. I have no negative marking here. So audience, feel free to answer. Yes. Sorry, sir. I didn't hear that. Ma'am, one more clue. One more clue is this personality is associated with a very specific, okay, okay, he's a Nobel laureate. Teams, this is not for you as well. Come on. Ma'am, I heard someone say an answer here. That is absolutely the right answer. This is Rabindranath Tagore. Rabindranath Tagore was a celebrity ambassador way back in the day before it became all the rage in this day and age that you have. So Rabindranath Tagore is what we were looking for. He endorsed Bonvita, Cadbury Bonvita way back in the day. And with that, let's have a look at the scores. I think the scores have been tabulated. Let me just take a quick water break as well. All right, okay. So Team Puri, team number 3 is currently at 5 points, but that's okay. Early days, like I said. Team Badrak is at 15 points. Lots of ups and downs. Typical of a nice Bollywood film. Lots of drama, lots of masala we see from Team Badrak. But 15 points, well done though. Team Sundargarh is at 20 points at this point in time. Sambalpur is at 25, currently in 3rd place. Gajapati is currently at 35, currently in 2nd place at the quiz. And leading by a point margin of 30 points, we have Koraput with 65 points. Ladies and gentlemen, round of applause for all the teams so far. Very impressive performance from all the finalists that we have here at the grand finale. And now we will come down to the last round of the quiz. With that, we are currently fairly decent on time. I think the next 15 minutes is the decider for who is going to be the champion or the winner of the grand finale of the state level law quiz that we have conducted here with the High Court of Orissa. So let's go to the rules of this. Teams, this round, I'm going to be fairly strict, okay? If I hear the buzzer, I'm going to ask you to share an answer right away. And if I hear that means that's a negative 10, all right? I'm going to be straight, right? This is the finale that we have here. You guys are the best teams. So I'm expecting that game and that competition from all of you. And like the earlier buzzer rounds that we have here as well, I feel like a little bit of a teacher as I say this, but please, I'm not like that. But I'm just doing what I think is fair for everybody here as the participants of the finale here. So like the previous buzzer rounds, 1 attempt per question. Say for whatever reason one team gets it inaccurate, we then ask the audience to share what they think the answer is. All right? So 10 questions. Open season, 100 points at stake here. Any team can still win this quiz. And I'm serious. So plus 10 for it being right, minus 10 for it being incorrect. And again, I'm reiterating for the last time, if you hit the buzzer, and I know you're going to hit it immediately when you see the question, I need an answer immediately, teams. I've got members here from the fraternity as well who specifically told me, Sachin B, please keep a note of the time as well. So I'm going to listen to them additionally. So please make sure you answer immediately when I hear you hit the buzzer. Are we clear on that, teams? Okay. Before that, can we have a round of applause for all our participants? They've been an incredible set of participants through the course of the grand finale. True sports, true camaraderie, I think, in my opinion. With that, buzzers have been reset. All right. Let's jump to the first question of the last round of the grand finale, appearing on your screen now. Han Med was a British architect associated with the construction of the Nagpur High Court and the Rashtrapati Bhavan. Okay, anyone gone for it? Not yet. Both the buildings draw their inspiration from which monument slash building? Famous monument slash building. Look carefully, ladies and gentlemen, at the two photos that we have for you. Look specifically at the top photo and look at what you see on the upper half. And it's a very, very clear famous building monument. That's an inspiration. Okay, I've got team number 4, Koraput. Yes, answer quickly.
Taj Mahal.
Taj Mahal is what team Koraput is guessing. And I think at this stage, they're like, hey, we have a lead. This is the best time for us to capture that lead. But unfortunately, that's a -10 to team Koraput, team number 4. So with that, we will ask our audience. Audiences, what do you think is this building monument? Humayun's Tomb is a great guess, sir. Not Humayun's Tomb. So my suggestion is look at the dome on the image on the top. St. Paul's Cathedral is a fantastic guess, ma'am. Not St. Paul's Cathedral. Someone else? Right here in India that you have as an inspiration for this? I heard Taj Mahal. I heard Red Fort. Something else? Say that again, sorry. Sanchi Stupa is absolutely right. We're looking for the Sanchi Stupa, ladies and gentlemen. That dome is reminiscent of the dome that you have right here on the screen. So Sanchi Stupa, ladies and gentlemen, is what we were looking for. Unfortunately, a -10 to Koraput, but that's okay. Early days here, but please play this strategically. You still have a good lead for yourself. A 20-point lead, if I'm not wrong, at this point in time. Okay, buzzers have been reset. And the questions, like I said, they're not very direct as well. You'll have to read, process, give me an answer. And if you hit the buzzer, I'm going to ask you for an answer immediately. Buzzers have been reset. Question number 2 on your screen now. The Legal Practitioners Act. Okay, who's gone for the buzzer? Team number 4.
This is woman. Woman.
That's an incredible answer from team Koraput. Before I could even read the question or even process it, they've read the question, given us an answer and gotten 10 points for themselves. So really, really prepared and a fantastic team. Yes? So in a certain form, yes, we had that as well. We thought it's a good ode to have. And I think that's also something they were paying attention. So the Legal Practitioners Act that we had. So what class of persons was what we were asking to identify. So women is what we were looking for. So +10 to team Koraput. They've undone the -10 that they've got. So +10 to them on this round, in this question that we have. So 2 questions down in the buzzer round so far. Buzzers have been reset. Question number 3 appearing on your screen now. In 2022, a veteran Indian actor filed a suit in the Delhi High Court seeking protection of... Okay, team number 1. Yes, what is your answer? Team 1, I'll need an answer immediately.
Amitabh Bachchan.
Amitabh Bachchan, when in doubt, is always the right answer. Well done to team number 1. We are at a quiz competition after all. So, Kaun Banega Crorepati, so much so that Amitabh Bachchan's now imagery and face is seen across multiple gaming and gambling apps that you have. So he said, hey, listen, I'm losing a lot of possible revenue that I could get from this. And as a result, went to the Delhi High Court to file a suit there. With that, +10 to team number 1. Very, very well done. They get a +10 for that right answer. 3 questions done so far. And with that, we will reset the buzzer. Question number 4, appearing on your screen, teams, right now. The Karnataka government has made it mandatory for students... Koraput,
Preamble. The reading of preamble.
So you're saying that all the students are compulsorily expected to read the preamble every day?
Yes.
That is indeed the right answer, team Koraput. They're in splendid form today. They seem to be getting a lot of it right. That's what's important in the grand finale. So preamble of the Constitution being read compulsorily by school children every day and mandated by the government of Karnataka is what we were looking for. So well done to them. That's +10 current updates that we have. So 4 questions done. And the scores, they've gotten themselves a 20-point lead at this point in time, team Koraput. So I'm sure they're keeping track of the scores very, very intently. Other teams as well, equally so. With that, let's go to the 5th question, if I'm not wrong. Right at the midway point of the last round of the quiz. Buzzers have been reset. Question appearing on your screen now. Born in Denekanal in 1933. Okay, team Gajapati, I'll need an answer.
It's Amiya Kumari Padi.
Fantastic answer. That is the right answer. Amiya Kumari Padi is what we were looking for. Let's go back to the question text and let our audiences read the question a little bit. Born in Denekanal in 1933, she studied law and enrolled at the bar in 1964. In 88, she was elevated to judge of the Odisha High Court and retired from the position on September 14th, 1995. Named this legal luminary who was the first woman judge to serve at the Odisha High Court until the appointment of Sanju Panda in February 2007. So that was the question that we had. Ms. Padi was the answer that we were looking for. Well done. So +10 to team Gajapati. That's 6 questions that we have done so far. And we'll probably keep the scores available to show for everybody right now, or maybe after the next question. After the next question, all right. Buzzers have been reset. Question number 7, if I'm not wrong, right? Yeah, 6, sorry. Question number 6, appearing on your screen, ladies and gentlemen, now. Okay, this is a legal term. Please read carefully and then hit the buzzer. This legal term, legal business term originates from Lloyd's of the London insurance market. So, financial bankers assuming a portion of risk in a venture, typically a sea voyage, with a risk of shipwreck. In exchange for a premium, would physically sign their names below the risk details on a Lloyd's slip dedicated to this purpose. So what is the term? This is a literal term if you really think about it. Okay, you need to hit the buzzer. Okay, Team Badrak has hit the buzzer. Team Badrak has gone for it. I need an answer. All insurance. Sorry? All insurance is what Team Badrak says. Unfortunately, not the right answer. And no more attempts. I'm so sorry. You should have been a little quicker, team number 1. But you can tell us what you think the answer is for no points.
Undertaking?
Underwriting. Fantastic. This is underwriting. Literally writing underneath in terms of whatever goods are being protected. So underwriting was the concept we were looking for. And with that, minus 10 to Team Badrak. That's 6 questions done. And let's look at the scores now, just for the sake of the last 3 questions that we have, to get a sense of how teams are faring, where teams stand, who needs to perform to get to first, second or third, or maybe second and third, we don't know. Let's look at the leaderboard at this point in time, and then we will close with the last set of questions. All right, okay. So, we've got Team Gajapati currently at 45. And we've got Team Koraput at 75. There are 3 questions left in this quiz. There is 7, 8, 9 and 10. So if Gajapati for whatever reason decides they're going to get all 3, then there's proper drama with Koraput and Gajapati fighting for the first place in terms of a tie. But I don't think that might happen. Let's see. Best team wins. That's what we really hope for. Sambalpur is currently on 25. Sundargarh is on 30. Puri on 5. Badrak on 5 as well with that negative, unfortunately. And that's the leaderboard at this point in time. So teams, all clear with the scoring? Okay, let's get started. Let's go back to the last 3 questions we have. Questions number 8, 9 and 10. Everything's going to appear on your screen. So may the best teams win, right? We have some nice prizes courtesy the High Court as well. And with that, question number 8, buzzers have been reset. Number 8 on your screen now. This famous advocate was offered a direct supreme... Okay, team number 4.
D.Y. Chandrachud.
D.Y. Chandrachud is what you're saying. Unfortunately, that's a negative 10. Team 4. Had he accepted, that's the thing, that's the differentiating part there. Anybody in the audience? Absolutely. This is Nani Palkiwala. Nani Palkiwala is what we were looking for. Hard luck to Team Koraput. I know they want to take the risk, but that's okay. Minus 10 to them. Please be careful, Team Koraput. Right? Minus 10 to Team 4, Team Koraput right now. Nani Palkiwala was what we were looking for. And there's a slender 20-point margin right now, but that's okay. May the best teams win. 2 questions left for the quiz, the grand finale that we have here of the state-level law quiz here. The 9th question, the penultimate question of the buzzer round. Fingers on your buzzers. Buzzers have been reset on your screen now. In June 2023, Lieutenant General N. Nishikanta Singh, a resident of the state capital Imphal, tweeted, "The state is now stateless," a day after the house of Union Minister R.K. Ranjan Singh was set on fire by miscreants. He referenced a commemorative stamp from 1999. So it says in the stamp, 50 years of the dash. So what is the dash here being referred to? It's a 2-word answer I'm looking for, teams. 50 years of the dash. Unfortunate scenario and premises currently in Imphal, in the state capital there. So I'm looking for a 2-word answer. The last 2 questions of the grand finale that we have here. So I see that no team is taking a risk with this question. And Team Koraput is smiling to themselves. They're like, hey, with this question, if nobody gets it, maybe something is going to happen. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and ask for the last one time. Anyone wants to take a chance at this? Okay, all right. We will pass to the audience for this question. 50 years of the dash. What is, it says on top, even wars have limits. Absolutely. Geneva Convention is what we were looking for. War limits the guidelines of how you go about various such things. So Geneva Convention is what we were looking for. And with that, we have the last question that's going to be coming up on your screen. Penultimate, sorry. We have two more questions. My bad. We have penultimate question. So number 8 that we have here. Next question, fingers on your buzzers. All reset on your screen now. Okay, team 2, I'll need an answer right away. Team 2, very quickly, please. Who is this personality? Team 2, come on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry to do this. That's a -10. I'm really sorry, team 2. Not in my heart to do it, but we need to be fair to everybody. Now that this has gone to your audiences here, or anyone on stage wants to also answer for no points. Anybody here? Absolutely. BC Roy, Doctors Day, National Doctors Day was yesterday. So we thought one more topical question to have here. So Dr. Bidhan Chandra Roy, who founded not just the Medical Council of India, but also the Indian Medical Association, happened to be the second Chief Minister of West Bengal. Incredibly illustrious career that he's had. So Dr. BC Roy was what we were looking for. And that's a -10, unfortunately, to Team 2. That is Team Sambalpur, unfortunately for them. With that, we have the last question that we're going to run to. But before that, what I do want to do is, in the last 3 weeks for our team, for Raghav, for Vaishnavi, and for all our content creators, it's been an absolutely accelerating journey, just coming up with questions, researching, working through some long nights also, but putting together this for you, for as much as a learning for all the participants on stage, has been an equal learning for us. And we're very, very grateful for this opportunity to be doing this for all the esteemed dignitaries here as well. So thank you so much for the dignitaries here, for our audiences for being very patient with us, and for our incredible participants here. Can we have a round of applause for all of them here, for doing a splendid job here, for being great sports at the grand finale. And with that, we will come to the last question of the grand finale of the state level law quiz for judicial officers. Fingers on your buzzers. Buzzer has been reset. Last question appearing on your screen now. The 96th Amendment. Okay, Team Koraput.
This is the Odisha. Odia became Odia. The RI became DI in the
And
8th
to
schedule.
finish on a bang, Team Koraput gets the last question as well. And winning the grand finale here, Team Koraput, with a splendid answer. So replacing Odia becomes Odia was what the 96th Amendment did. And almost poetically, we thought it's the best question to ask here at the grand finale of this quiz that we have here as well. And with that, I think we close. We have a very clear hierarchy of the top 3 teams here as well. I don't think there are tiebreakers. Team number 1, we know who team number 1 is. They're very excited. Team number 2, currently coming second place in this quiz. We will, of course, have the scoreboard available to you as well in just a bit. Is, if I'm not wrong, Team Gajapati, if I'm not wrong. And Team 3 is Sundargarh. Team 3 is currently in 3rd place. Round of applause for all our teams, ladies and gentlemen. Incredible performance. I hear from team number 1, sir, just came at the last moment, and to finish 3rd in this quiz, sir, is an incredible feat. Well done to team number 1. So currently in 3rd place, ladies and gentlemen, Sundargarh district coming in 3rd place. Coming in 2nd place is team Gajapati district coming in 2nd place. And winning this quiz, they've been consistent performance through each and every single round. So it's only fair that they win the grand finale at the end as well. Team Koraput winning the grand finale of the state level law quiz 2023, organized by the High Court of Orissa, as of course to celebrate the 75th anniversary. And with that, we come to the end of the quiz that we have. We've finished proceedings well on time as well. And with that, I hand over the mic to my friends here for the remaining conversations that have to be had. So that's me, Sachin Ravi. I hope you had a great time, ladies and gentlemen. Raghav would have loved to have been here. He really saw this through from the start, but Raghav was a little unwell. So Vaishnavi and me hope you had a great time with the quiz competition. And I hand over the mic to Sir here to finish up the rest of the proceedings.
Thank you, Mr. Sachin. Thank you very much. So we'll break for about 15 minutes, and the prize distribution ceremony will begin at sharp 12. Thank you. Namaskar, and a very good afternoon to everyone present here. I, Abhilash Senapati, Registrar Records, High Court of Orissa, on behalf of the High Court, extend my heartiest greetings to everyone. We have witnessed a gripping session of quiz with some enthusiastic partition from the contestants, even more enthralling participation from the audience, and a very interesting finish. The quiz competition ended on a big high. Many more congratulations to the winners, first runners-up, second runners-up, and well played to all the participants. I'd request the august audience to give a big round of applause to all the contestants of the grand finale and to Q Shala for smoothly conducting the quiz. We are honored to have the gracious presence of Dr. Justice S. Muralidhar, Chief Justice, High Court of Orissa, who first conceived the idea of organizing a state-level quiz for students, which was conducted on 15th April 2023, and then this historic first-of-its-kind quiz competition for judicial officers as a part of the celebration of 75th year of the High Court of Orissa. His Lordship's persuasion and constant guidance has only made it a reality. We are extremely fortunate to have Honorable Shri Justice Sangam Kumar Sahu, Judge, High Court of Orissa, Honorable Shri Justice Chittaranjan Das, Judge, High Court of Orissa, and Mr. Sachin Ravi, co-founder of Q Shala, on the dais. We are also fortunate to have the Honorable Judges of the High Court of Orissa amongst us on this vibrant occasion, despite their such busy schedule. Thank you, my lords. We also have with us Madam M. Vaishnavi from Q Shala, the participants of the grand finale, the members of the registry, officers of the State Judicial Academy, officers of Odisha State Legal Services Authority, judicial officers of Cuttack, Bhubaneswar, judicial officers on probation, and members of print and electronic media. We thank everyone for their benign presence in this gathering. May now seek the permission of the chair to declare the prize distribution ceremony as open. Thank you, sir. The ceremony is declared open. May I have the proud privilege to request Honorable Shri Justice Sangam Kumar Sahu, Judge, High Court of Orissa, to kindly present the welcome address. My lord.
Namaskar. Vande Utkal Janani. Good afternoon, my Chief Justice, Dr. Justice S. Muralidhar, my esteemed brother, Justice Chittaranjan Das on the dais, Mr. Sachin Ravi, co-founder of Q Shala, present on the dais, my esteemed sister and brother judges present in the auditorium and also on virtual mode, learned Registrar General and members of Registry, Orissa High Court, judicial officers of Cuttack and Bhubaneswar headquarters present physically here, judicial officers on probation, Director in charge, Odisha Judicial Academy and his team, employees of High Court present, judicial officers of the state watching this program online, judicial officers of 6 teams selected for today's grand finale of state level quiz, team of Q Shala, particularly Madam M. Vaishnavi, member of Q Shala, present with us of the dais. My dear members of print and electronic media, ladies and gentlemen, it's my great pleasure to welcome all of you to the grand finale. Actually, it is the prize distribution ceremony of the state level quiz competition of judicial officers. All of you know, on the eve of 75th year celebration of Orissa High Court, throughout the year, so many programs have been organized successfully under the able leadership of our Chief Justice. This type of quiz competition was organized by Orissa High Court for law students of the state few months back, which was a part of 75th year celebration, and that was also conducted by Q Shala, and the grand finale was organized in this very auditorium. Everyone expressed their satisfaction over the innovative idea to boost the moral of the student. And on that day, an idea was conceived by our Honorable Chief Justice to have a quiz competition of the judicial officers of the state, and that is how it has materialized today. What I have gathered that 30 districts were divided in 6 zones, and each zone was having 5 districts. From Jaipur zone, there were 60 participants. From Berhampur zone, there were 100. From Sambalpur zone, there were 83. From Angul zone, there were 40. From Balashwar zone, there were 64. And from Cuttack zone, there were 85 participants. And quiz was held in 3 phases. On 11th June 2023, preliminary round 1 and 2 were held, where participants competed individually. Top 3 scorers of each district formed the team of the respective district for zonal round. And on 25th June 2023, 3 zonal rounds were held. Koraput team from Jaipur zonal round, Gajapati team from Berhampur zonal round, and Sambalpur team from Sambalpur zonal round qualified for the grand finale. On 28th June 2023, remaining zonal rounds were held. Sundargarh team from Angul zonal round, Bhadrak team from Balashwar zonal round, and Puri team from Cuttack zonal round qualified for the grand finale. From Jaipur team, the winner Koraput team consists of judicial officers Bikas Karan Mishra. Brilliant, you are just brilliant. JMFC Dasmantpur, Animesh Jena, civil judge on probation, and Swadesh Tripathi, civil judge on probation, Koraput. Please take your seat. From Berhampur zone, the winner Gajapati team consists of Tarun Kumar Sethi, is JMFC R. Udayagiri, Subhajit Behra, JMFC Mohana, and Sivasis Pani, civil judge on probation, Parla Khemundi. From Sambalpur zone, the winner Sambalpur team consists of Nihar Ranjan Sahu, senior civil judge, Kuchinda, Ved Prakash, senior civil judge, Redakol, and Ipsita Abhinandita Misra, JMFC Sambalpur. From Angul zone, the winner Sundargarh team consists of Subhadarshi Patnaik, district judge of Sundargarh. Brilliant, you sir. Ajit Kumar Ota, senior civil judge Sundargarh, and Angshwarupa Chatterjee, JMFC Hemagiri. Thank you. Please take your seat. From Balashwar zone, the winner Bhadrak team consists of Ashish Kumar Tripathi, additional session judge Bhadrak, with Nilofar, civil judge Bhadrak, and Pritish Kumar Shamal, JMFC Basudevpur. Please take your seat. From Cuttack zone, the winner Puri team consists of Mahindra Kumar Sahu, civil judge Puri, Brajesh Misra, JMFC Nimapada, and Subham Kanungo, civil judge on probation, Puri. I am told that there was enthusiastic participation and nail-biting finish in every zonal round. Even tiebreakers were required in some rounds to get a winning team. For last 2 hours, we are watching this competition. It was so interesting. The depth of knowledge of the judicial officers who participated in the quiz competition, they are remembering facts, skills, strategic thinking was just commendable. Judicial officers are priests in the temple of justice. They are to improve their knowledge every day on different fields of law, and that is only possible when you go through on reading not only the law books, journals, newspapers, but also have keen interest in every other professions. Who knows, tomorrow you may be called upon to decide a case on those professions. So the mind of a judicial officer should be a reservoir of knowledge. It should be of strength, grace, wit, and calm, and it should be continuously filled with knowledge, and then only he or she can be successful and, of course, a good judge. Now the judicial officers of our state have been provided with e-libraries, laptops, internet connectivity, SCC online, journals, case law portal for sharing their knowledge on case law or any legal topic, and they have been immensely benefited by using these facilities. This quiz competition was an attempt to measure growth in knowledge, abilities, and skills. It can be made a hobby, and once you show your interest, you will find it very entertaining. I would suggest, after seeing this quiz competition, that the learned district judges of every district should form a team of judicial officers in their respective districts, and whatever new decisions on law or important judgments are pronounced every month, either by the Honorable Supreme Court or by the High Courts, or development taking place in the field of law, should be scrutinized, and questions on it should be prepared like quiz competition, and a date should be fixed every month when there should be interaction, maybe sitting at one place or joining through virtual mode. I hope it would be very helpful not only in acquiring knowledge but refresh their mind. Once again, I welcome all of you to this function. Thank you. Jai Hind.
Thank you, my lord, for the warm welcome extended to our honorable guests and dignitaries, along with your constant words of advice. May I now request Mr. Sachin Ravi, co-founder of Q-Shala, to kindly address the august gathering. Sir.
All right. Good afternoon, everyone. So I think for the last 2 weeks or so, 2-3 weeks, so for Raghav, for Vaishnavi and I, it's been a very, very incredible experience to really be part of something like this, where we've had over 400 participants, and the kind of response that we've noticed in the last couple of weeks has been really, really heartening to see that in the first ever edition of something like this that's being done for the first ever time in the entire country, if this is the kind of response that we have in the first ever edition, I'm just really excited by the possibilities of doing more such editions in the coming future as well. So that's the first thing I wanted to share in terms of the incredible participation that we've noticed. The second thing as well was there was some sort of skepticism that we had initially when we thought, hey, we're doing an online quiz, will this work, will it be effective? But I must place on record and say that the kind of participation that we noticed from all the judicial officers across the districts through participating in online rounds, and the kind of familiarity, the kind of technology infrastructure, and the kind of response that we got, we were very, very, very excited and heartened to see that this is the kind of response for an online quiz that we could do. And one of the reasons we chose this was because of the fact that there was a lot more reach that we could get as well across the districts to go ahead and facilitate such an experience. On those same lines, I want to place on record the support that we've received from the judicial officers, the court officers, for really putting in such an incredible infrastructure for us to really, the fact that this is being live streamed, I've got my family at home watching this as well, something that's happening in the High Court of Orissa is just something which is very, very incredible in my opinion. And I want to place on record specifically Suman ji, Soumyak ji, Satya ji, and Abhilash ji, just four of the people that we have interacted with, but I know there are numerous parties also involved in making this such an incredible effort. So I want to place on my thanks to them specifically for this. The next point I wanted to also raise, and this was a bit of a concern that we did raise initially when we were thinking of something that we could improve from the student edition, was the fact that there wasn't as much participation from women in the student edition that we had. But I can tell you very safely that in this judicial officer edition that we conducted, we had close to 50, if not more than 50% of participation from women across many, many districts. And if there's anything that we really take away from this quiz, this is something that was incredible for us to notice, that kind of participation from both men and women as well across the different districts that we had. And one thing I'd really like to note is, as much as teams, when we asked them to introduce themselves, there were very interesting things that we learned. We learned a lot about the kind of aspirations, the reasons why they wanted to pursue the law. Some said, hey, this is something that we've done in the family and we intend to continue the tradition. Some of the cases said, I want to really start, I want to be the trailblazer in my family to being the first lawyer. Sometimes they mentioned cinema, they mentioned various interesting sort of inspirations that they had. And that said, when we spoke to all the teams and asked them, there was this great sense of camaraderie, this great sense of fun, and people mentioned to the extent that we are here to have competitive spirit, but more importantly, learn as well. And I want to pay my tribute to all the participants as well for all the great efforts that they put in as well. A round of applause for all the participants over the course of all the quizzes that we conducted. Lastly, of course, I want to place on record the thanks that I want to give to my team. So Vaishnavi, of course, the star in our team who really has put together the content and put together all the experiences that you see in the questions across the various rounds, but also to Lokesh Kaza, to Akshat, to Arjun, these are some of the people who worked with us in creating the content at the back end to make sure that these questions are of the caliber that is required for the High Court of Odisha and the other districts as well. And lastly, this is the first edition that we've had the privilege and the fortune to be part of. So for every single question amongst the 400 plus questions we created, as much as it challenged the participants, we learned something new every day when we crafted these questions. And we're very grateful to the High Court for taking a chance on us, for giving us this opportunity to create this quiz and do this in association with everybody present here. And we hope this is the first of many, many such quizzes that happen here, and the first, of course, in the entire country, in my opinion, that's being done here. So thank you so much, everybody. Thank you for giving us this opportunity, and we hope to be back very, very soon. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir, for sharing your experience in conducting the grand finale of the state level law quiz for judicial officers. May I now seek permission from the chair for declaring the winners of the grand finale of the state level law quiz and for going ahead with presentation of the prizes to the top 3 teams of the competition. Thank you, sir. Ladies and gentlemen, now is the time to felicitate the second runner-up team of the grand finale, Team Sundargarh. I'd request Shri Subhadarshi Patnaik sir, Shri Ajit Kumar Ota, and Madam Angshurupa Chatterjee, judicial officers and members of the second runner-up team, to kindly come to the dais. May I request Honorable Shri Justice Chittaranjan Das, Judge, High Court of Orissa, to kindly felicitate them with prizes. Shri Subhadarshi Patnaik sir. Shri Ajit Kumar Ota. One after another. Madam Angshurupa Chatterjee. Now, I would once again request His Lordship to kindly felicitate the entire team with the second runners-up trophy. I request everyone to give them a big round of applause. Thank you, my lord. Now is the time to felicitate the first runner-up team of the grand finale, Team Gajapati. I'd request Shri Tarun Kumar Sethi, Shri Subhajit Behra, and Shri Sivashish Pani of Team Gajapati, members of the first runner-up team, to kindly come to the dais. May I request Honorable Shri Justice Sangam Kumar Sahu, Judge, High Court of Orissa, to kindly felicitate them with prizes. Shri Tarun Kumar Sethi. Shri Subhajit Behra. Shri Sivashish Pani. Now I would once again request His Lordship to kindly felicitate the entire team with the first runner-up trophy. I request everyone to give them a big round of applause. Thank you, my lord. With much joy and privilege, it's now time to felicitate the winning team of the grand finale, Team Koraput. It was quite a magnificent performance by Team Koraput. I'd request Sri Swadesh Tripathi, Sri Vikas Kiran Mishra, and Sri Animesh Jena of Team Koraput and members of the winning team to kindly come to the dais. It's my proud privilege to now request Dr. Justice S. Muralidhar, Chief Justice, High Court of Orissa, to present prizes to the winning team. Sri Swadesh Tripathi. Shri Vikas Kiran Mishra. Shri Animesh Jena. Now, I would once again request sir to kindly felicitate the entire winning team with the winner's trophy. Now I would request the other finalists to kindly come to the dais for receiving the certificates. Team Sambalpur, Nihar Ranjan Sahu, Ipsita Abhinandita Mishra, Ved Prakash. I'd request Honorable Shri Justice Chittaranjan Das, Judge, High Court of Orissa, to kindly present them with certificates. Shri Nihar Ranjan Sahu. Ipsita Abhinandita Mishra. Ved Prakash. Now is the time for Team Bhadrak to come and receive their certificates and prize. I would request Honorable Shri Justice Sangam Kumar Sahu, Judge, High Court of Orissa, to kindly award them the certificates and prizes. Shri Pritish Kumar Samal, Ashish Kumar Tripathi sir, and Nilofer. Shri Pritish Kumar Samal. Ashish Kumar Tripathi sir. Madam Nilofer. Thank you, sir. I would now request Team Puri to kindly come to the dais. Manindra Bhushan Sahu, Subham Kanungo, and Brajesh Mishra. I would request on Dr. Justice S. Muralidhar, Chief Justice, High Court of Orissa, to kindly felicitate them. Shri Manindra Bhushan Sahu. Subham Kanungo. And Brajesh Mishra. So may I now request Madam Angsarupa Chatterjee, Team Sundargarh in the grand finale, to kindly come to the dais and speak a few words on the occasion.
Namaskar. To Honorable Dr. Justice S. Muralidhar, Chief Justice, High Court of Orissa, Honorable Shri Justice Sangam Kumar Sahu, Judge, High Court of Orissa, Honorable Shri Justice Chittaranjan Das, Judge, High Court of Orissa, and Shri Sachin Ravi, co-founder, Q-Shala, on the dais. Namaskar to all my honorable judges of the Honorable High Court of Orissa off the dais, my revered senior judges and my colleagues. Today I count myself fortunate to be able to stand before you all, and that I am blessed to be able to compete amongst the winners of all the zonal rounds. I humbly thank our Honorable High Court of Orissa and the incredible team of Q-Shala for granting us this platform that not only allow us to compete in an intra-state forum, but also encourages us to keep in touch with our history, update our legal knowledge, and expand our awareness. I take this opportunity to thank my team members, Honorable District Judge Sundargarh, Shri Shubhadarshi Patnaik, whose contribution, wit and intellect helped us reach this pinnacle today. This team would be incomplete without Shri Ajit Kumar Ota, to whom we are indebted for his knowledge, constant support, and enthusiasm. I congratulate all the winning teams and the zonal teams and the other participants for their sportive spirit. All of us today created history. Namaskar.
Thank you, madam. May I now request Shri Subhajit Behra, Team Gajapati, member of the first runner-up team in the grand finale, to kindly come to the dais and to speak a few words on the occasion and their experience in this quiz competition.
First of all, namaskar to Honorable Dr. Justice S. Muralidhar, Chief Justice of High Court of Orissa, Honorable Justice Sangam Sahu, Honorable Justice Chitranjan Das, and all the Honorable Judges of the dais, all my respected senior and my colleagues. First of all, as I already said, that this was a great opportunity not just for learning new things, but also to explore our own knowledge. I had already forgotten what all we had learned in the school, in the history chapters and the geography chapters, but since last few days, our team, comprising of Tarun sir and my dear colleague Shivashish, have been toiling really hard to gather more and more knowledge so that we could ace this quiz. So we are partially successful, being the second runners-up. I would like to thank our respected district judge sir, because all three of us were not ready or willing to join this quiz, but sir constantly encouraged us to go and take part, and we conquered the zonals, and now we are the first runners-up. So I'm really thankful to my team members, entire Gajapati judgeship for having encouraged us, and Team Q Shala for having organized a beautiful quiz. And also, I congratulate the Koraput team for having played a really great game, for which they have actually conquered the title. And I'm I got to learn many new things today from my teammates, all the teammates, and I congratulate all for being part of this beautiful quiz competition. Thank you. Namaskar.
Thank you, sir. May I now request Shri Bikash Kiran Mishra from Team Koraput, member of the winning team in the grand finale, to share his experience while participating in the law quiz competition.
Namaskar. Honorable Dr. Justice S. Muralidhar, Chief Justice of Odisha High Court, Honorable Justice S. K. Sahu, Honorable Justice Das, Sachin sir, Honorable Justice sitting off the dais, and senior judges of the State Judiciary, colleagues and friends. First of all, I would like to say this is the first time I ever came first in a quiz. I've participated in many quizzes during my schools. I could never come fast in any of the quiz as a student, but today as a professional, I think that's one tick right off the box, and that's a lesson also after. And I would like to first thank our Honorable High Court for giving us such a platform to be able to take part in this quiz, gather some knowledge, learn the pages of history and geography that we have forgotten over time in a 10 to 5 regimented schedule. I would really like to thank our Honorable High Court. Next, I would thank Q Shala and his team, Sachin sir, Raghav sir, and Vaishnavi madam for curating such a brilliant set of questions right from the journals rounds and here in final. So, and I would also like to thank our judges of our Koraput judgeship, especially our district sir and other judges who encouraged us all the way. I'm pretty sure without their support and their good wishes, we could not have reached here where we have. So thank you everyone. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. This event could not have been possible but for the cooperation of Q Shala. We acknowledge their contribution for the efforts they have put to make this event a success. I request Dr. Justice S. Muralidhar, Chief Justice High Court of Orissa, to kindly present a memento to Mr. Sachin Ravi as a token of deep gratitude for the efforts put in by the efficient team of Q Shala. May I now request Honorable Shri Justice Sangam Kumar Sahu, Judge, High Court of Orissa, to kindly present a memento to Madam M. Vaishnavi as a token of humble appreciation for the efforts put in by her to make the quiz competition a success, both in the zonal rounds and in the grand finale. With immense pleasure and gratitude, may I now humbly request Dr. Justice S. Muralidhar, Chief Justice, High Court of Orissa, to kindly present the keynote address. Sir.
Pranam, Vande Utkala Janani. My dear colleagues, Justice Sangam Sahu, Justice Chitranand Dash, all my dear colleagues who are here present and those present online, Sachin, Vaishnavi, the judicial officers who participated in the teams, the finalist teams, all the other judicial officers, the probation officers, my Registrar General and his excellent team who helped organize this whole event, the Director of the Judicial Academy where we are having this event and his team of officers, all the staff who are present here, all those watching online. In fact, you'll be very interested to know that the first edition of the quiz we had for law students was watched by many people across the country. And it had a huge following. It was received very well. A special welcome to Honorable Dr. Justice V.R. Sarangi. As part of the 75th year of the Orissa High Court, we've had some very memorable functions organized here in this auditorium itself. But I must say that among the most enjoyable have been the two quizzes organized for us by Kuyushala, the student level law quiz, state level quiz, and now for the judicial officers. As was pointed out by Justice Sahu, we were encouraged by the response that we got in the first edition for the law students when we thought of having this for the judicial officers. Odisha is very fortunate to have some very talented judicial officers, and it's heartening to know that a large percentage of judicial officers in Odisha are women. I must specially mention that it was a delight to have Ipsita, Nilufar and Angaswarupa as part of the finalist teams here. The participation was excellent, and I think it would be, nobody would dispute that it was a learning experience. Many of us as judges, sitting, High Court judges, there were some questions we had no answers. We was just, I think, scratching our heads and wondering what it was. Like Cayman Islands, I think that was an excellent response from the audience. One audience member came up with Cayman Islands as an answer to a tax-free haven and linked to King George III. I, till today, did not know that Mahatma Gandhi had actually organized 3 soccer teams in South Africa. We've heard so much and learned so much about him, but this was a fact that none of us knew. And I think Justice Sashikant Mishra was agreeing with me that we never knew that Rabindranath Tagore had actually promoted Cadbury Bonvita. So, so there were many interesting aspects of this quiz. So much learning, so much research. So Sachin and Vaishnavi and Raghav, I think, deserve our fullest praise for making this quiz so lively, so engaging, and so memorable. So we are planning to publish the whole set of questions, both in the law students rounds and the judicial officers rounds, particularly the qualifying rounds, the regional rounds. I'm sure there's a wealth of knowledge to be gained by having all those published. We'll try and publish one hard copy where, of course, we can't have the video clips, but we will also try and publish an online version, hopefully where we can use some of these video clips, subject, of course, to copyright restrictions, and we come up with those issues all the time. I must also acknowledge, I'm sure Justice Dash will be doing it, the young judicial officers who form the core of our High Court registry. Many of them are doing remarkable work and going beyond their remit. And here I definitely want to mention Suman Mishra, Registrar Judicial. Please, Suman. Soumyak Patra, Abhilash Senapati. Abhilash, don't hide now behind. Come forward. He's a registrar records, but extreme enthusiasm. And Satya Prakash. Satya is here? Oh, okay. Satya is coordinating everything from behind. Satya Prakash, Roy Chaudhary, the CPC. And they have a whole support system of senior officers, of others. And Orissa is extremely fortunate. If people wonder how come things are happening in Orissa, the real reason is that we have a wonderful registry. We have a wonderful set of judicial officers who are doing remarkable work. I think the last 2 years they've not seen Saturdays, Sundays, and their day doesn't end at 5 p.m. definitely, and maybe it goes on 24/7. So this is a time to say a big thank you to all of them from the High Court. I'm hoping that this quiz part of it definitely, whether it's for law students or for judicial officers, should now become an annual feature of the High Court. I would really like to see the day when there's a quiz for the High Court judges. I can assure you some of them are so bright that they'll beat all the district judicial officers hollow. But I would also like to see, and this is a dream that I have for the future, that there is an all-India quiz for judicial officers where we have interstate, quiz competition for judicial officers. It encourages them, like we heard from many of them, encourages them to keep in touch with history, geography, and also importantly, current events. And a special congratulations to the 3 winning teams here today. I know everybody wants to congratulate Koraput and Vikash, but I would really like to appreciate how Gajapati fought so hard and came from behind. You showed us what it is to be, real true sports persons, not giving up and giving off your best. And this is equally true of all the other participants. I think we took away a lot from today's final rounds. They worked hard to come to the final rounds, and remarkable effort by all of them. I'm sure you will be an inspiration for several young judicial officers across the state, maybe across the country who are watching, and all the young probationary officers who are now undergoing training in this academy. So well done, all of you. And it's been a very, very happy day for all of us as High Court judges. And you've made us all very proud. Thank you very much. Jai Hind.
Thank you, my lord, for sharing your inspirational and insightful thoughts. The constant guidance which His Lordship has been giving is a reason for making all the events in this 75th year of the High Court of Orissa a grand success. As we are approaching to the end of today's program, I would now request my Lord Honorable Shri Justice Chittaranjan Das, Judge, High Court of Orissa, to kindly present the vote of thanks. My Lord.
A very good afternoon and namaskar to all. Sir, before delivering the vote of thanks, I want to apprise everyone when the matter was placed before the committee for this quiz competition. Honorable Chairman, Dr. Justice B.R. Sarangi and the entire team thought that yes, it is very easy and we can conduct it by ourselves. Justice Panigrahi, being one of the members of the event committee, took the lead that yes, he will conduct it. But of late, when everything was placed before the committee, it was very difficult even to conceive that such a program can be done by any of us without having any experience. That is how the matter was placed before the Honorable Chief Justice, and finally it was given to Kivsala. The moment we think of the word quiz, in fact, the image that forms in our mind is that of the famous quiz show which used to air on television called the Vanvita Quiz Contest, which was hosted by Mr. Derek O'Brien. This quiz contest, though meant for children, made even elders get glued to the television as it imparted great amount of wisdom and knowledge on the multitude of topics. Now, we have had so many programs on the eve of the 75th celebration. But never in my wildest dream, though, could I imagine that the judicial officers who generally have to think inside the box and stay within the bounds of law on a day-to-day basis so as to perform the task that is expected of them could be given an opportunity to do some out-of-box thinking. Quizzing is not just, as we see, fun activity which involves a certain level of thrill, but it is also extremely educational in nature. Quizzing helps in encouraging concentration, promotes quick thinking. It embeds our brain with information and also helps us in identifying the gaps in our knowledge, which you can then work upon. The list of benefits of quizzing can go on and forth, but what I feel imperative to speak about is the astounding performance showcased by all the judicial officers who participated in the quiz contest. I was absolutely flabbergasted by witnessing the stupendous performance of all those who participated in not just one, but the 3 extremely grueling and intensive rounds, which finally led us to the team who came out winning with flying colors. My heartiest congratulations to the Koraput team. This quiz contest could indeed not be a success without the enthusiastic participation of all the officers who came forward in such huge numbers, 432 participants, to participate in this unique venture. It was delightful to see their sportsman spirit and zeal. I extend my thanks to all the judicial officers for their support in the quiz program. I would now take the opportunity to thank Mr. Raghav Chakravarti, Mr. Sachin Ravi, the co-founders, Madam Vaishnavi, the executive producer, Kushala, and their entire team who made this contest come to life with their technical support and expertise, and for setting up multiple demanding yet fun rounds of quiz for our participants. Thank you, sirs. For a dream to see the light of the day, it is imperative for the dream to be dreamt. Quite a tongue twister, is not it? But what is baffling is someone could actually envision such a thing happening in such a unique way, especially in the judiciary, where all our creative thinking mostly gets disposed in the forms of judgments. I cannot go any further without thanking the creative and thoughtful brain behind this entire endeavor, that is our very own Honorable the Chief Justice, Dr. Justice S. Mullidhar, without whose idea this entire program would not have been conceived. A great applause to our Chief Justice for having given such an amazing opportunity to all the judicial officers across the state. Thank you, sir. I also extend my sincere gratitude to all my sister and brother judges who directly and indirectly extended their wholehearted support to make this program a grand success. Thank you, all of you, sirs. Just like a body without a spine is useless, similarly, this program would be impossible if not for the officers of the registry who toiled day in and out to make the vision of Honorable Chief Justice come true. My heartfelt thanks to each and every officer of the registry led by Registrar General, and special thanks, of course, to Suman Mishra, Registrar Judicial, Mr. Patra, Coordinator Arbitration, Mr. Avilas Senapati, Registrar Records, and Satya Raichodhuri, CPC, who took so much of pain to see that the program comes success. I would also like to extend my gratitude to the Additional Director, Odisha Judicial Academy, and his team of officers and staff for having beautifully arranged this magnificent event in the Academy. I would also thank all the judicial officers present over here and to encourage the participants. I would also like to thank the members of the print and electronic media for covering the entire event. And lastly, I extend a huge thanks to all those who I might have missed but have played any small or big role in making this event possible. I am grateful to the Chief Justice for having given me this opportunity to deliver the vote of thanks. Thank you. Thank you all.
Thank you, my lord, for your kind and inspiring words, heartfelt messages, support, appreciation, and encouragement. Now we have come to the end of the program. May I seek permission from the Honorable Chair to declare the program as closed. The function is declared closed. All the participants of the grand finale of the state level law quiz are requested to assemble at the portico of the State Judicial Academy for a group photo session with the Honorable Chief Justice and Honorable Judges of the High Court of Orissa. May I also request all the honorable guests, participants, and dignitaries to join with us thereafter for lunch. Thank you.